All right, everybody. Whew. So we is live, y'all. We is actually live right now. Let you guys know that. Go ahead and mute myself in that stream here. So yeah, we are actually live. Welcome on in. So we're not gonna get into anything just yet. You guys, we're still waiting on a couple people to get their butts in here. But today though, man, we got some topics for you guys. We're gonna go over those in just in a hot sec. Um, but yeah, first off, man. So, Rither, how you been doing today? What's going on for you, bro?
I'm going on, man. Everything is all peachy dory and everything else. I really got to sit down, start getting my content back going again for the time being while I'm settled into this new location.
I feel that.
Everything's on the up and up. I decided to sort some things out, get rid of some things, plan on adding new stuff. We is gonna get right back on like a dragon and everything else. Do not worry. A lot of stuff is incoming. Just a matter of me sitting here getting it done at this point. As I will have more time, relax, get things going, everything else, put more auditions in, and all of that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What about you, Vante? What's going on for you?
I'm just
Hmm.
chilling, just trying to get things set up for myself. We already know. Trying to get my PC situation upgraded, so we'll see about that.
Hey, let's go. New PC coming incoming.
Mm,
See, if I had any more spare computer parts, I mean, I would have gave them to you, or at least something
yeah.
like. I mean, at least a case or something like that, because the case don't really matter at the end of the day, as long because the case is the case. Put it like that. For me myself, man, today I had a pretty good day today. I mean, I went swimming with the family for a bit. I was like, I need to go get out the house. I don't want to be a hermit or anything of the sort. And also, they practically begged me. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and go swim or whatnot. Content wise, I mean, YouTube is YouTube. It's going pretty well for me right now. I've been having plenty of growth. One thing that I always pride myself on my YouTube channel is that I will not dive into the culture war shit or anything of the sort on YouTube. So that's one thing that I've always stated, and so far, it's been working. It's been working for me a lot right now, like honestly. But I'm pretty happy about myself though. Honestly, I'm pretty happy. Um, we're waiting on our other friend here to join on in, but he'll join in just a bit. So for you guys who are currently in here right now, today's topics are going to be a couple of spicy talks. By the way, we're going to be talking about the Assassin's Creed Shadows drama, social media and the culture war, drifting and why it's ruining movements, and AAA gaming is in the decline while indie games are on the rise. So that's the whole plan, the idea of today. By the way, so keep that in mind. That's what we're going for. Um, so yeah, it's. I feel like these are pretty good topics today. I don't know. What do y'all think?
I'm fine with them. I'm willing to talk about them. Dead serious, 100%. Like
That's that's
I'm
what's up.
all for it. Dead serious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I already see a couple people in chat. What's up, Cries? How you doing? Ryu, welcome on in. How you guys doing today? If y'all have any questions for us, by the way, in the chat, let us know. We'll try to talk with y'all as best as we can while we are sitting here discussing. We're gonna try to work with each other and not like what do you call talk over each other shit like that. We're gonna try to give out our opinions as best as we can so you guys can hear where we stand on a lot of things. Because like when it comes to the gaming space, I'm a little bit in between, like in like mixed. What I mean by that is I look at things from both sides perspective, but people they don't like it when you hit on both sides. Like
You
they
have
want you to
to
pick a side.
you have to pick a side, and that just annoys me. It's like I'm not picking a
mhm.
side.
Yeah, like I get that y'all, I get that people are part of this whole culture war thing. I get that that's that's how you feel, but where I stand, like, bro, yeah, I will sit on that fence as much as I like put it like that. Oh, and keep in mind, I want to point this out. This current channel that we're live streaming on is not our main channel. Our main channel is under construction, but we decided to have this as a live stream channel for now, for as of today. But in the future, though, we'll be moving everything on to our actual channel. So for you guys that need to know our actual channel, so subscribe over here. Give me a split second, and I will give it to y'all. This will be our actual channel. We're going to be posting everything about Black Metal Gamers, and with future podcasting stuff like that. Future podcasts will most likely be recorded podcasts that you guys can listen to on your own time. Unless we have something really to talk about, it'll be live. But here goes a link to the secondary, to our main. I'm sorry, to our primary account right now.
Yeah, we gonna have a Spotify too.
Yeah, we're gonna have everything. So a lot of the stuff, y'all, it's gonna take a bit of time. We're still, like I said, we're still a lot of things under construction. It takes time. We got to work through our daily lives and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Personally, let's see. He said, "I see things as being above, not being left to right. Above, looking down, judging, condescending." Yeah,
That is very true.
Mhm.
I agree with that. like outright 100%. And that's why I keep telling people it's just like, even when it comes to politics, it's all about whoever has the most power. They just want to keep everybody else who's below them.
Oh yeah, and also I believe we might be doing some name dropping today too, because that to the people who are part of this whole, who want to win and shit. Apparently, So keep that in mind. Okay, we got Ronan in the house right now. Let me go ahead and get Ronan. Ronan, how you doing today, sir?
Mr. Paycheck is in the building.
Moneymaker. Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
Why do you gotta call me that?
The Paycheck.
What you mean, King?
I just got finished watching fucking what was it? What pay-per-view? King of the Ring?
Yeah, King and Queen of the Ring.
So glad Nia Jax won. I think she deserved it.
Hey.
Well done. Oh yeah, she definitely won. I watched it live with Saber J. I finally that was the other plus thing, because Jay probably don't know. The only reason why I never actually joined none of this shit was because the days that the pay-per-view was going on, I work.
Yeah, you work.
Yeah, so I could never show up to him. So I was like, you know what? Since he already having this one for this, I just show up for that. They watched the whole thing live. I was like, okay, I'll show up for it.
I'm not watching the Logan Paul fucking.
Oh, really?
Well, I Cody won, dude.
Yeah, I already know.
Yeah, like I even said this there, like I'm not gonna waste my energy on that. Dead serious. No.
I feel that. So,
hey guys.
Yeah. So first and foremost, this is Black Male Gamers, y'all. Again, we're a group of people who are here to hopefully turn gaming back to what it originally was. Because you know what? As always stated, is like for me at least, gaming always used to be like basically, man, I cannot wait till this new XYZ game come out. We've had discussions, we've talked about it, all that kind of good stuff, right? But now it's more so just turned out to be, is this game woke? Does this game got some ESG? Does this game got there? I'm like, what the hell is ESG? Is that an ingredient? Some shit? I don't know. Like this, like a lot of this stuff is, at least in most recent years, is more new to me, but it's been more apparent because of a lot of things that have been going on, especially if you're in the Twitter space, And so that's what Black Male Gamers is all about. Like we're here to build a community of like, I want to call it like-minded people, a community of people who can discuss around how can we turn it around, basically, And I know that a lot of people are currently part of this culture war thing. Some people have, one way of doing it. Some people have another way of doing it. For me, at least, it's more so like y'all could speak about a lot of things, but how are we going to push this thing forward? Like instead of talking about it, like where's the action going to it? But with that said, we're going to go ahead and segue into our first little topic here, and we're going to be talking about the Assassin's Creed Shadows controversy, which honestly, it shouldn't even be a controversy at all. But I'm gonna let freaking Riddler. I'll let you take off with it. How do you feel about it, Riddler? I'm gonna let you go with it.
You want me to play the cards first. That's fine.
Speak my king.
Okay. As far as it goes, okay. First of all, it's Assassin's Creed. Second of all, it's Ubisoft. We already know how they are. That's a whole nother conversation. Okay. First, me personally, I feel like this. As somebody who's a fan of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, I pretty much know them back and front hand easily. I personally feel like they could have used anybody else within it. Mm-hmm. And me personally, and yes, I'm black. I just don't see. Well, originally I didn't understand what they were going for.
Yeah.
Then I watched the video where they explained what they were doing, what they were going on, and everything else. And they were trying to go with a what if scenario. Okay. Now, last I checked, and correct me if I'm wrong with this, isn't Assassin's Creed supposed to have to do with the actual history of what's going on for the most part?
Sort of.
It's more so.
It's more like historical setting. Not necessarily
Historical
historical in terms of individuals. They've been known for like taking the setting, like the city or something, and being
Yeah,
relatively accurate in terms of the place. Everything else is kind of like, more, more left
if
here and there.
yeah, okay. Because I mean, well, they have to be because technically
Yeah.
it's Assassin's Creed, and technically they really didn't have assassins in every year that they brought out a game for. But
That we know.
you see what I mean? So with that
Allegedly.
in mind, the what if scenario, okay, fine. I'm good with it, everything else. At this point, it's just about because I already said I'm probably not even gonna play the male character. I'm probably gonna play the female one. It's just that simple.
What you gonna do if they force you into
Because my favorite samurai actually is Afro Samurai, and unless they're gonna top that, I really am not trying to hear it, and they're not gonna top Afro Samurai. Let's be honest here, they're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I
But
think it's out.
he can't beat Afro Samurai, dude.
Nah,
There's a reason why that man Afro
we
Samurai
gotta wait.
lost
We gotta
number
wait.
one.
We gotta wait for the game to come out.
Yeah, you're right,
Because
but
if it comes out and he has a boss fight with one of the Japanese gods or something like that, round 2 with the Pope.
that's gonna be kind of yeah. And see, that's what and that's another thing that's that you done brought it up. That's another thing. So you mean to tell me this dude is supposed to be able to beat the likes of Cao Cao, Liu Bei,
Mhm.
Sun Jian, Sun Se? You know what I mean? Is that where they're supposed to be going with this? Nobunaga himself, he's supposed to be able to beat these kinds of people.
Who,
Who,
Yasuke?
Yasuke?
Yeah, Yasuke. They
I thought he
supposed
was
to be
on the
able.
same side as Nobunaga.
Yeah, he's
No,
on
I
the
mean,
same side.
I'm just saying though. That's
Okay,
if
yeah.
they go that route with the story. You see what I mean? He's supposed to be able to beat actual generals and all of that
See,
from
that's a very
history.
important point because we don't know where it's going. But I think
Mm-hmm.
we can agree it's still going to be an interesting story regardless.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
why, like, what I don't appreciate is everyone's justification to not do that, despite the fact that the man did exist in some capacity. People's like, oh, he's a retainer, he's this, he just held the swords, he was there, he was. I don't care if he was a janitor. That's all I needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, simple
But
enough.
I'm just more annoyed because people are mad. But y'all want to be mad about a black samurai, but yet nobody got mad about Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a little different, but
I
my
mean, you can't really say that's different. It's the black samurai, no matter how you switch it up.
It's-
Samuel L. Jackson voiced the
well, the
damn thing.
only argument I'll give, or really only one or two, is that one, it's like, okay, I brought this up before, but it was like I've heard of like, okay, Asian male erasure, which I'm like, I can understand that, like taking
You
away
think the distinctions
male
that
Asian
they so
characters, you know what I'm trying to say. But I don't think there's like a real drought in gaming, at least, of Asian male characters. So I'm just put that to the side. I mean, there could be more, but I'm just saying. Um, Beyond that, what I'll say is like in terms of like a black character, like I know for a long time the Assassin's Creed franchise,
Mm-hmm.
like people have wanted it to take place in Japan and Asia specifically, but Japan specifically, and for whatever reason they just didn't.
I thought
And
they did one, but it wasn't like
No, it's China.
this. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Metro
but it
Exodus
I was
wasn't
like,
like.
come on, we want
There
ninjas,
you
we
go.
want samurai, and they just never did it until now. And I think like people are looking at it as, oh, you chose to do a black man, and I'm like, yeah, but he's probably one of the most interesting niggas in history. Like that's a good choice, I think. Like I'm not saying like
Wait. You say one of the most interesting ones in
one
history.
of them.
So
Like, come
I was about
like
to say because I got about
that's
20
why I said
names that
one.
would want to walk in.
That's
And
why I said one because like, come on, like how, like there's not. I don't. That's an interesting story in of itself. How do you even end up in Japan?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's an interesting story in of itself. Like you can't even imagine. Like this is the one. There's a built-in justification for this to happen, for this race to be in another place, and people are already saying, no, no, no way.
well, see,
No
here's
way.
the thing
It's
too.
not
You
possible.
bring up how did he even end up there in the first place?
Yeah.
The question is though, is they gonna actually implement that scenario into the game too, though?
Yeah.
There's so many
You
ways they can do it. It's Assassin's Creed, so it's a franchise already based on fiction. I mean, it's probably slavery. I'll be
Here.
honest. I didn't read the full story.
Let me.
I
I'm gonna
didn't read the
I'm gonna give my opinion on this real quick because
Go.
I got a pretty good
If-
amount
if
to
you're
say.
done.
I'm gonna try to. Yeah. Are you? Well, first, are you done, Ridley? Yeah. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first thing is this. Apparently, I did not know that there was over 1 million people who are apparent fans of Assassin's Creed. Because in my personal opinion, I ain't see no one. I looked at a lot of people who are hot about this subject. I looked at on their Twitter account. I make sure to put in their names in Assassin's Creed. These niggas haven't spoken a damn word about Assassin's Creed, but apparently they're hot about it. So first off, they already ain't gonna play Assassin's Creed.
Nope.
All right. Second off, a lot of these people are apparently historical figures. I'm sorry. That's historical figures. I'm sorry. Historical armchair historicals or whatever. Historical people. These niggas will tell you apparently everything about Japan. But they won't tell you about how World War II started, how the Civil War started, what was the first U.S. president. But they apparently know everything about Japan. First off, I love history. I could tell you anything about history. I'm a fucking history nerd. Yes, I am a history nerd. I can tell you a lot of shit about history. You know, I like Japanese history because I want to go to Japan one day. I like fucking European history because it's more interesting. But at the end of the day, this dude Yasuke, right? Let me tell y'all something. The whole argument between this retainer samurai shit is stupid. A samurai, again, is a person who's a noble, who's a noble. Okay, a retainer is basically it's a samurai, but you're not a noble. You're like, hey, you are my retainer. If I need you, I need you. Okay, that's what a retainer is. A lot of these people think, well, he's just like a lot of these people have they mask really show because they're like, well, he a slave nigga basically. He ain't done shit. He's a weapon holder. He ain't doing that. Like
you know what? Okay, you know what I say to that? And even if he was, everybody got to start somewhere, did they not?
Basically, yes.
Some of the most historical figures started off at the bottom, did they not?
Like I bet you people can't tell you about Tokugawa Aisu. People can't tell you about Oda. They can't tell you none of this shit. But apparently, Yasuke, y'all historians on this dude. All right. So this dude, so this character, this person Yasuke. All right, he existed. Now I get why Ubisoft did it, though. I get why they did it because first off, this is Japan. All right, people, yes, they expected a Japanese samurai. Here, I'm gonna try to break it down real quick. I get the fact that they probably didn't want to go with a Japanese male because you have Ghost of Tsushima right there. All right, that's probably number one. They didn't want to be like, well, this is just Ghost because people are guaranteed gonna make that comparison. Well, is Yasuke? Does he play like Ghost of Tsushima character? Does he play like an actual samurai? That's the first case that people are going to make. Second case. Now, I get that this dude here, you know, he was a real historical figure. We only know so much about him. I'm not trying to defend you, Ubisoft, put it like that. But this gives the character, at least as a storyteller, more ways than none to work around it instead of like altering apparently altering his history since this is becoming real life revisionist history, apparently. Keep that in mind. A lot of people I was saying they're revising history now, but yes, George Washington was the evil figure in Assassin's Creed, though, who used an alien relic. The Pope was a fucking magical cleric, some shit. It's kind of insane, But I get that. I get Ubisoft. Though. I get that y'all. I mean, we can all hate Ubisoft all day, all night.
That's why I didn't want to make it about that.
Yeah, we can.
We get why they did it.
My thing is just like they think I just hate this mentality that there's no way you could be a slave or be at the bottom of the barrel and work your way up. Those are stories you should be appreciating.
Exactly. You should be.
For a whole bunch of people don't get me started.
Like truth be told, to me though, would I be happy playing as a Japanese samurai? I mean, hell, I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. I don't care. Like, truth be told, it's not that serious though. I'm playing a Japanese samurai. Like, would I like to be a samurai? Sure, why not? It's fine. Like, it shouldn't hurt. It's not a big issue what people are making it out to be. But what it really is comes down to is at its core. And I think we can mostly all agree with this. Is that it comes down to, I don't want to say it like this. It comes down to a race issue, and because of this whole. And the past recent couple of years, the whole like DEI, SGIs or whatever, whenever there's a character of color, I don't know. I don't like saying that. Like basically a black character, Spanish person, whatever, they're always going to get scrutinized. Now,
Yeah.
do I hate the fact that Ubisoft did go with with Yasuke because of this fact? Because I already seen this kind of stuff already coming, like open the doors and stuff. I already
Mhm.
seen
There
it
was a
coming.
leak a while back, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
Mm.
And that was my apparent issues. Like I already seen this coming, which is why I'm with Prize here. I actually wanted them to go for white character because I want to see what would happen. Would y'all give the same energy if they would have went for white character? Now, like was stated though, there's a Japanese woman there. She must be the best goddamn assassin in the world because she's literally sitting right there in front of him, and people are straight up ignoring her. Now, I already tell you, people are going to already mod the game. Of course, they're gonna mod in the Ghost of Tsushima character most likely. First off, so I'm already getting that. We're already getting out the way. Now,
the George Floyd mod.
yeah, I saw that, and I saw a lot of people's racists coming out of that too. But here's the thing, though. My issue with the whole racist stuff is like if I were to call that shit out, I'll be called a leftist. I'll be called this, that, and the third. If I were to call that out, I'm like, y'all, do y'all not see this? Y'all are literally letting it slide. And then what's really weird is that there are some black folks agreeing with it. It's like I get that you don't have to like George Floyd, but you don't have to like George Floyd and all that shit. But like when it comes to like the racism and stuff, you need to call that out and not hide under the guise of I'm a gamer. Because I think a lot of people that are part of this culture war crap, they're hiding behind the guise of I'm a gamer. But bet your ass, so ask them how many games have they played this year other than Call of Duty, NBA 2K, Madden.
Yeah, but you can't. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, here I got one question. If this slave wasn't black, would y'all still be okay with it? That's
you asking us in general?
Yeah, I'm asking the general question. Is the fact that
I'd be fine.
I'd be fine with it. Listen, when I say people have been wanting like a Japanese Assassin's Creed, it's highly anticipated. So,
and it's just go ahead.
Okay. Look, okay, because I'm trying to kind of piggyback off of everything you just said. Okay. So here's the thing. Okay, we saying first issue is person black. That was the first issue. Second issue is okay, he was a slave. Okay, so if it was a Asian slave, we would be okay with it.
Yeah.
Or if it was a black non-slave, we would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because it's like a lot of what I see a lot of people deterring from is either A, he black, or B, he a slave. So it's like either way, people are not gonna be happy. No matter what direction they choose to go with it. Even though they clearly explained what's going on. Okay, we know we don't know the whole history of it. But we can gather based on what we know and then just throw a what-if scenario in it. Okay, fine. But this whole concept that he's a slave and that just, oh God, that is just so horrible, blah, blah, blah. It's just dumb to me.
Like it's like with the modern Star Wars movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the whole cast of Wednesday Finn, right? People wanted to see a stormtrooper work his way up to become a Jedi. That shit would have been fucking amazing.
Yeah,
that would have been the first.
He got robbed in that, but
yeah.
On the slavery argument, like I think it's I don't even think that's I think that other games dealt with that in some capacity. Like, what was it? Was it?
I know that Origins is like
or Rogue or something like that.
I know that Origins is like a slight reboot for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, like as in like actual slaves. Like I think that's something you can adapt if you. Treat it with the trouble. Like it's kind of like there's not a lot. There's plenty of World War II games, but not a lot of them deal with the Holocaust aspect of World War II. But in the same way, it's like not a lot of games deal with the slavery aspect of
But why are we making it so bad though? We like I just said earlier, we are making it like being a slave and coming out of being a slave to become something famous is just so terrible.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen that many takes that are focused on the slavery aspect of him. It's mostly, if they did, it's mostly an excuse to be like, well,
hey,
he was just this, he was just that. And I'm like, well, yeah, but even still, it's like you could still adapt that. You know what I mean? You can still treat it with the situation with dignity and sincerity. You don't have to immediately go, well, he's just a slave. No. It's like that can have a lot of meaning, if you make it that way. You know what I mean? Like depending on the tone and stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm hoping the tone right now is just based on that and not like nothing else.
Yeah.
But again, social media, but all that good jazz.
Well, then what it is oh, I'm sorry, really. Go ahead.
But here's my thing:
Mhm.
we got a black dude.
Mhm.
Started off at the bottom, working his way up. That's pretty much what we're seeing as of right now, without any gameplay, story, anything like that.
Right.
I'm trying to understand what's the problem. Is the fact that we got about 30 different meanings of retainer going around, or is he the fact that he's black? Because that's pretty much all I'm seeing out of social media.
That's
It's
literally
clearly
That's pretty much the only arguments I really see, because ain't nobody talked the word about what we need to see, and that's the actual gameplay.
and that's facts. Like it's like y'all are so fixated on this black part, but
Mhm.
like y'all aren't talking about the gameplay, how's the story going to be. Y'all aren't talking about the pricing of it. I mean, we all see the people who actually looking between the lines actually see what's going on here. Y'all like I get that there's like a movement going on with this woke anti-woke shit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that y'all literally have racist people
Mhm.
siding with y'all, and y'all are seeing it because they're hiding behind the guise of I'm a gamer. Like I said, it goes back to I'm a gamer. Like
And I think it's also just like this is a straw that broke the camel's back kind of moment, where it's like, I'm not gonna lie, we've had a lot of moments. We have had a lot of like history of like companies. Like we don't have a lot of trust in companies right now, and we recognize when companies are being like pandering. I know
Okay.
that's a big thing for you. Like we recognize
yeah,
that.
yeah, that's me. Yes,
Now
that's me. Yes, for real.
in this situation is like, okay, despite the fact that this is a story that's interesting, despite the fact that this is something that somebody who actually existed, and despite the fact that this is a fictional product, people refuse to say, no, I'm not gonna let my suspension of disbelief allow this person to be anything more than, a slave or something like that, or anything more than what was defined in like a history book or something. And then I think we can understand that, because part of that is distrust, part of that is view, and I think part of that a little bit is racism. It's kind of like that fantasy aspect of racism of like, well, they weren't anything back in them, so why should they be in the story? You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I got one question for
Mhm.
everybody that's here and all that, and anybody that's gonna hear this.
Okay.
If this game allowed character creation, would you not make a black samurai? Yes or no?
Oh, I sure would.
No, knowing that he was pretty much a retainer, a slave, and everything else. Yes or no?
Yeah,
I would. I'd still
I
do
would.
it.
Okay, so why is this even an
I was gonna do
argument
that
then?
anyway.
What's the difference? What's the difference between them putting in a black samurai and you just going to create your own samurai in the Asian culture?
Here, I'll answer your question for you, because it's gonna hurt a lot of feelings here. Because niggas got to grift. They got to. If they don't hold on to this culture war bullshit, they got to grift. They gotta hold on to something. Okay?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
They gotta hold on to something. They got to grift. Because these people are not going to care. Like I said, ask them, how many games have you played this year or last year? If they can't name you 10 games right off the rip, these niggas is grifting. Okay? At the end of the day. Ronnie, what's your opinion on this, Ronnie? Cook. I need you to cook right now.
All right, let me get in the right state of mind.
I'm putting you in the
I'm still trying to recover from King of the Ring, so.
Sir, the check, your check is being wrote out for you currently. I advise you come on.
I need you to cook.
My opinion of this Yasuke Urameshi nigga. Can we say nigga on here?
Yeah, say nigga. It's fine. I'm a nigga. You a nigga. We got 4 niggas in here. We niggas.
My opinion on Yasuke Urameshi is like, look, I think it's an interesting idea. It's an Assassin's Creed game for one, and they've never gone this route with the 2-player, two main character route.
No, they had. I'm sorry, they had in the past. With, I think it started with Unity. because they had a male and female who I think if I recall, they're brother and sister.
Mhm.
And then they started with whenever they did Origins and Odyssey, they continued it. But keep going, keep cooking.
All right. Well, to me anyway, I mean, it is a historical figure. Like this is an actual person, and other companies and other games have based characters off of. Is his name Yasuke?
Yeah, Yasuke. Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. There are other games out there with a character that's probably a person of color that was based off that character alone. So they are aware of what's out there and what the culture is like already. I play Guilty Gear. Not that I mean, most already know. And the main I use is Nagoriyuki, who is also based off of Yasuke. And when Guilty Gear came out, there was no backlash. There was like no shit like, oh my god, there's a black
just
samurai.
surprising.
Wow, everybody's like, oh shit,
surprising.
The vampire, he's cool, blah blah blah. Everybody loved it, right? And now we got.
And he's a vampire.
And he's a vampire.
Yeah.
He's also the strongest character in the game, but that's another conversation for another time. But this whole Assassin's Creed thing is very interesting to me at this time because there's a lot of tension going on in the gaming space, in the gaming journalism space right now. And with this being said, with this being done, it just feels like people who don't really play, not even that they don't game, but they don't play Assassin's Creed, they're coming out and they're speaking about the negative about it, like who the fuck is this guy? Why is there a black guy instead of a Japanese nigga? I mean, I can name a Japanese dude could probably use an Assassin's Creed game. You got a motherfucking Musashi. You know, he's not an assassin, but he's like a legit samurai that was like undefeated. Like you could have did something with that, sure. But who gives a fuck? Why not play around with this one figure in history who doesn't have much of a backstory? All we know is that he was a retainer of someone, and then once that was done, he just went off and lived his life. Nobody really knows what happened to him after he left Japan. He went to where you go, Saudi Arabia or something. He went to some Middle Eastern country, and he was never heard of ever since. You know what I'm saying? But everybody and their mama come out of the woodwork. I'm gonna say this. When I saw the trailer, I was excited. I was legitimately excited. I was like, yo, that's crazy. They putting Yasuke in the fucking game. How the fuck are they gonna make that work? I don't fucking know. Then about a couple of hours later, you see everybody in their mama. Oh, this is racist. This is that. Liberals can't have it. Conservatives want racism. Conservatives want legitimate black people, but they don't really know what they want. The leftists don't know what the fuck they want. So I'm just like, hey, let them have it. Let's worry about the price of the game because the price of the game is $130.
For the Ultimate Edition, all the content.
And I've hardly seen anything even spoken of about that price.
None of these Assassin's Creed out of nowhere hardcore niggas never brought anything up about the price. I never seen any of these grifting ass niggas talk about a $70 game being all digital and it's just being a single player game.
And keep this in mind, I don't even believe all games should be $70. Honestly, I think they should be based off like other factors. But that's just me though.
Yeah, because I mean, back in the day, our games like. I'll say GameCube era, the games were like $60 or something at that point. And then everything after that kind of went digital, or even 360 era. After that, everything was mostly digital, and the digital shit was still $60.
No, thank you for dropping by.
It's like, why are we spending that much money on a fucking game if we don't even get a physical disc?
Yeah.
So now you have Assassin's Creed that the Ultimate Edition is $130, and you still don't get a fucking disc.
Yeah, that's the real controversy.
Go ahead. Well, I was gonna say go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I was gonna say, would everybody have the same energy if this was a black character in the setting for Assassin's Creed was in Africa? I'm honestly, really trying to understand where this insane rage is coming from.
Honestly, if they were to do it right and they would have had a Japanese person in Africa, that would be actually kind of crazy. They've done the story right.
No, I mean a black person in the setting for this Assassin's Creed was in Africa. Would they have that same energy?
Yeah, but
a good stuff.
Would people say they patterned in?
People would probably criticize it for being set in Africa because they would have. What does Africa have anything to do with But you know,
Like, here's a
it's,
question.
you know
Here's a
what it
question.
is.
Here's a question.
But you see my point.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. See,
Here's a
which is
question,
interesting because people were saying, like, people were like, well, what if you put a black guy, or excuse me, a white guy in Africa and had him do, and it's like, y'all
Bro,
been
we already
doing
had
that the whole time. Y'all remember Resident Evil 5? Y'all don't remember Resident Evil 5?
Yeah.
that.
You
That
got a
was all
white dude
niggas.
shooting up fucking
It
Africans
was
all
killing
fucking
niggas left and right. That was they were plagued by niggas. There was like
Like,
2 free niggas
and this is
in
my
the
and this is
entire
my
game,
pro-
and one
and
of
this
them
is
was
my
one of the main characters.
well, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
And then what was it? It was, I think, actually,
I'm just
no, it wasn't
excited.
Assassin's Creed 4 or Black Flag, where it was like, I think you
Was
were a
it
white
Far
guy
Cry
and you
2
were
that
like off
one?
the coast of Africa, and
A
then
Welsh
what was
man.
it? What was that?
It was a Welsh man. The dude from
Yeah, Welshman. Okay.
yeah.
So it's like, I'm sure there's more, but like I'm just throwing off dome. Like, there's been examples of that. Like, so
Like, here's a question for you: would y'all play an Assassin's Creed? So, well, first thing you say that, right? My
mhm.
problem is this: we got so many quote unquote Black Americans, Black people, or whatever, right? Who always say, "Man, we need a game that takes place in Africa. We need a game that takes
Yeah.
place here. We need a game that takes place there." But then here's the thing, though: when you get these games, you don't want them. You don't acknowledge them. You say, "Well, it's not a great game. It's not this, that, and third, so we don't want it." Okay, all right. Like, then what do you want then? Now, so think about that. And now, what I was saying, like, would y'all play Assassin's Creed game that took place in the Congo? If y'all don't know about the history about the Congo used to be, if I recall, 5 tribes until the king, what's his name, King Leopold, if that's the name, right? The Belgian king came and fucked some shit up. Would y'all play that game? Because I sure would. That would make a perfect Assassin's Creed game. But people wouldn't want it though. They'll be like, well, no, we play as a Nick. They probably wouldn't want it.
Yeah, but
I don't
it
think
has
that
like a
would
happy
even
ending,
work.
does it?
It's not sexy enough for one.
Yeah,
Because it's
it's also
African.
kind of dark in terms of
Yeah.
history. It's like it's not like a fun
But
setting. Like the
but
Congo is still fucked up. That's
I
not like
have
something that's like, and
You're not
everybody's
wrong.
free and happy and has like Benzes and
Yeah.
African made vehicles.
but
No,
but
they are, them niggas still in slavery.
I had an idea for an Assassin's Creed game when I started to see this stuff, and I was like, Ubisoft should make Assassin's Creed Underground Railroad
Fuck you.
and make Harriet Tubman a sidekick.
That's a good idea.
So when we're gonna have Assassin's Creed in the streets?
No, that's too recent. That's too recent. You need to go way back. You need to bring it Harriet Tubman on.
Hey,
I will play the shit. I'll
life's
play the
good.
fuck out of
You
that.
got LG.
What about Harriet Tubman? What did you do?
No, I was just saying, like, they were talking about how they should have an Assassin's Creed in Africa or some shit, and I'm like,
They
no,
should.
let's go a little closer to now and just bring in Assassin's Creed
They should,
Underground
but they won't.
Railroad.
They should.
Well, they
They
do have Africa, which is Origins.
They had one and they had one in America, which was
that
the
was
third
more
one.
Egypt though.
Well, if you want to be
Assassin's
distinctive, though,
Creed
that would be
Liberia would
that'll
be.
be
Yeah, I
well.
agree.
If you want to be distinctive, that would be Northern Africa, what's it called?
Mhm.
It's called something. What's it called? North Sahara, Southern Sahara, something like that. That's usually how they talk about Africa. By the way, is that they usually either Sub-Sahara or Northern Sahara, what you call it. So
Yeah.
Northern Sahara, it's They already have one in Africa, so they need a Sub-Saharan game basically. There we go.
Yeah. Because the way Egypt gets treated in popular culture, it's not like a part of Africa in that sense. And I know it's a bad like delineation, but it's like when I don't immediately think of Africa when I think of Egypt, or at least in terms of pop culture. Even though it is set in Egypt, even though it's like, you know what I mean, it's treated almost like its own separate country and culture, which technically it is. But it's like
Every country in Africa is technically that's
Yeah.
what it should be. That's the when people say Africa is like, bro, what part? Like Africa is supposed to have like there's like
Right.
a whole bunch of countries in Africa. Like you know what I'm saying? People don't even talk about fucking South Africa, which that country is like going through a whole lot. Really.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just throw a dart at a map of Africa, and like, you know what I mean. You could pick a whole different culture and kind of everything. But what I'm saying is like it's like Lena said in the chat, like, oh, it's treated more like Middle Eastern. It's like I feel like that's what I feel, because you generally what do you see? You see in a lot of media, you see like, and I'm not against like light skinned people or Arabs or anything, but that's typically what you see when you see like Egyptian like looking stuff, where you'll see like a white actor with a
when it comes
British
to the Egyptian,
accent
though, there
or something like
are
that.
it depends what part. It also depends what part of Egypt. Because there are Nubian Egyptians, of course, and those are more southern Egyptians.
Yeah, and I'm not really against all that, but I'm just saying, like, you don't really see like a true story from like any of the other countries or anything like that. So
Yeah, no, I get that.
Mhm.
But
but
you know,
I
go ahead.
do I would not. I don't know how that would do for like our sensibilities. For like, I don't know if you were serious about the Assassin's Creed Underground Railroad.
No, I was dead serious. They should make
But
it
like,
happen.
I don't know. I feel like there's something there, but it's just like, I don't know if the
It'll
right
give
stuff work around it.
look,
Hey,
it'll
the
give
first
the liberals what they want, and it will give the racists what they want.
look, the first part. Hey,
Everybody-
the worst
liberals
company.
ain't-
Hey,
The liberals
first,
ain't playing games. That's the crazy part. The
But
liberals
they
ain't the one.
will. That's what I'm
But
saying.
the
They
liberals
both
don't. The liberals don't game. Like here's the crazy part about this shit, right? The liberals don't game
well, the
like that.
conservatives don't either. LG, you gotta understand that.
Oh,
too.
we. I'm about to get there.
Yeah,
None of
I'm
them
on them
niggas
too.
like them niggas don't like the a lot of the liberal minded people. They really don't game like that. Like honestly, the liberals are only attached to this gaming shit because they see it's popular. The conservatives they are just behind the ball like motherfucker, bro. Like honestly, the conservatives we still Matt Walsh still putting his foot in his mouth again. Still have or like setting people back like 15 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's those are the people like I don't know, it's a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, they're not going it
The
wouldn't
liberals write the
work.
views, don't play the games. Fuck
Liberals
that.
write
I
the
mean,
reviews, don't
I
play
mean,
the
she's
game.
kind of
That's
she's
truth.
kind of spitting
That's
though.
truth. That's
She's
spitting.
kind of spitting.
That is facts. Like there's a
Shit.
lot of them, like honestly,
never
a lot
forget
of them
that.
that don't.
Stellar
ahead.
Blade review or preview
Which
where
one?
a dude, I know it's a weird like crossover, but a dude was like criticizing the Shift Up's like wife, like employee. Excuse me, the Shift
Hell
Up CEO's
no.
wife, like saying
Hell
like,
no.
he probably like no, it was weird. It was saying something about like, oh, he's probably like incel or whatever, and he's like married and she's like hot and she does the same kind of art that they make, and it's like it's just funny.
You talking about that one? The one where they
Yeah.
they thought it was a man doing it because it was they didn't realize that a lot of the people that, especially the people that do hentai, like are women.
Yeah.
Like, or you know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
like,
yeah, it's fucking
come
stupid.
on, man. You're supposed to be a journalist. At least look that up.
This is a perfect kind of segue to our next topic, by the way.
Yeah.
That is social media. That is social media and the culture war that's currently that we're in right now. Like the most cringe social culture I've ever seen. Because none of these niggas got culture. That's all.
Uncultured war.
Wow.
Uncultured.
Uncultured war. That's what it is.
No, but honestly though, when it comes to this kind of topic here, I know everyone has their major opinion on social media and culture war and stuff, right? But my thing is when it comes to this crap is like no one doesn't do what they preach, what they say. They always like I see a whole bunch of people out there who are grifters, of course. Like I'll give you an example. Part of this culture, especially Celebrate, right? People are like, man, Celebrate is going to be that one game that's going to change the industry. But then y'all hop on this whole Celebrate ain't got enough ass and titties. Like that's what that's what it devolved into. Instead of talking about praising the gameplay, praising the story, praising the optimization of the game.
Yeah.
But that's not being talked about. But what's being talked about is ass titties. And it goes up the saying that we all know who Grums is. He's taken up as this is a win for the culture war. Dude, it's not a win. There ain't no win. When all they did was patch the game and add in 2 extra costumes, and they still got a lot of shit pretty censored. Here's
the thing. If they like mediocre, let them like mediocre. If that's what gets them through their day.
True. I mean, also too, you got to look at people like if we're talking pointing names out, you also got to put people like Mighty Keith under the line too. You know what I'm saying? They out here doing some of the same stuff. Like with this whole grifting concept or whatever, everybody's talking about so and so's grifting, so and so's this. People don't realize one thing, right? And me and Riddler kind of talked about this last night a little bit.
Yeah.
To some degree, we all game to some degree, right?
Yeah.
If ass and titties is what gets you, okay, ass and titties is what gets you, okay.
Yeah.
Some of these people that are paying for these games, if you're paying for it or if you have an interest in buying it, you have a right to say what you want to say about it. That's the way these trailers and shit works, and I'm just talking in a general sense, right? The way these trailers work, the way people do these trailers, these teasers, all of this stuff, it is specifically on a visual value, right? It's a visual, it's on visuals because we don't have access to the game, right? Unless we get emails about being in play testers on the game, unless we get emails about getting to play the game first, either direct, like I said, by play testing, or getting a demo of the game, or this, that, and the third. We're all on the outside looking in. And I'm even talking about from Grums to Keith, even these journalists. Okay, these journalists do not have, a lot of them don't have as much power as they say they have, and that's why they keep trying to edge their way in there, because they know that if we can get copies of these games, if we can get up in here, we can adjust certain shit. So yes, it's some of these stuff. Is some of this stuff stupid? Yeah, to some degree, it might sound stupid, but hey, if they're paying for this game, the game actually did okay. It got people to buy the fucking game. People bought the fucking game. So guess what? It's doing pretty good. And my problem with it is the fact that they decided to go with Sony, who has a very crazy history of censoring games of that nature.
That is very true.
I gotta find that video, because I swear to God, I found it on Twitter. Somebody had a put up a 2 to 4 minute video of all the games that Sony had censored to some degree, and they were being sarcastic. They were like, "Oh well, see, it's a good thing they went with Sony. It's not like Sony is perfect and they don't have a history of censoring games." And I mean, they went through all the games. I'm like, a lot of Japanese games, to even fucking PlayStation 5 version of Devil May Cry when it got released. I think either 4 or 5. I think
it's probably a list of it, man. If you look
it was a list of it, and they put it in video format too. So they like went through it just like quick. So what people don't realize is that, hey, look, this right here, people have a right. Like, honestly, as much as we talk shit about all the other shit, like, oh well, you want ass and titties in games, yeah, what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't care. Like, yes, it's a fucking video game. This is where these people have a point. It's like, hey, look, visually, this is supposed to be a fantasy. This is supposed to be escapism. This is entertainment. This is fun. For me, I would like to see that shit. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with fucking Jade when she did that stripper emote when she was sitting there playing fucking I think, was it Mortal Kombat 9, 10, 9. I want to say 9, where she was like, she Jade wins, and she was sitting there, she put her pole on the ground and she moved around like a fucking stripper. It's nothing wrong with that. It's a fucking video game. And people, and I think, was it Vanta said it, sensibilities? People have let their sensibilities gotten in the way of fucking entertainment. And that, to me, that's part of this whole culture war, or uncultured war, that we want to call it, because that's exactly what it is. See, most people have literally got it here and got sensitive, and like, look, just play the fucking game. If you don't like something, you don't enjoy something, that's the part of the gaming. Okay, we could sit up here and talk about what we don't enjoy. We make fun of shit. We've made fun of so much shit that happens on a regular basis in gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's still some of the shit. There are certain games that right now that check every fucking box of stereotype, but it's fucking amazing. It's still a good ass game, and folks are still playing the shit. You get what I'm saying?
And
so
that's
like, go ahead.
That's what I be trying to get y'all to understand, man. Regardless, all this shit, when y'all sitting there feeding these people who sit here, y'all know it's clear as day, just looking for engagement and attention with this shit, bro. At the end of the day, niggas, we all know most of these niggas that's complaining, 9 times out of 10, are probably gonna still buy the game. These companies still gonna make their money.
Exactly. And what's funny,
my question is, if you want to go the whole, per se, the borderline of X-rated and all that, at least how the shit look good and worth the goddamn money if you want people to spend money on it.
Yeah.
Like that shit that they showed on social media with them bringing back 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, bro, that's novice. Are you fucking serious? Like, y'all complain to get that back?
What?
I mean,
what?
but But then again, but that's the problem. Like, look at what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people. Like, for us, it's no big deal. Okay, for you, Riller, for me and you, Riller, that's nothing. Okay, we work in the industry where that's like tame. Okay, you feel me?
Well,
However, but for most people, once again, this goes back to where society is now. A lot of people do not. They can't. They don't. Like that's like a lot. That's spicy to them. You get what I'm saying?
But LG, you got it. You not wrong. But you know what I always say to stuff like that?
What's that?
It is not these companies' fault that this society is closed-minded like that. Though that's not
true. I agree. That is facts.
Okay, but I have a question. If Shift Up were to go independent, would y'all support them 100%? Well, as in, would y'all put your money where your mouth is?
I support Shift Up anyway.
I play
DK, so I mean,
because I feel as though a lot of these people wouldn't honestly do that. I know y'all 100% would, but a lot of people out there they speak a lot for this engagement bullshit, but in reality they wouldn't do it. Guarantee it when the opportunity is there. Like, and this is what
the only reason that stopped, like I said, that's the only problem right now is the fact that they decided to work with fucking Sony. That was my big issue with them off real, because I already knew Sony was gonna fucking pull some dumb shit like this anyway.
They have a track record, as we know,
which is weird.
That I'm like, but then again, it's like one of those things where, it's one of those things where like a company needed some work, and it's like, how do I put this? Well, okay. Go ahead.
I can probably answer that question why they went Sony, and this is probably what it is. They probably, because you know how game development works. That if you especially need more extra money or a publisher or whatnot, you have to get poached basically, right? Shift Up probably went to they made a lot of money through Nikkei for what I know, correct? They probably went off to, let's say, maybe EA, to Microsoft, to this, that, and the third, and pitched Solid Blade to them. And the only people Microsoft was probably no, EA no. This person company, no. Okay, well, Sony. So it's one of those things where you kind of you want to get your project off the ground, but what's the thing you got to take though? That's going to take the hit, and that's probably the censorship shit. At the end of the day, Sony was like, because Sony's like, okay, well, invest into your product. Because doing a campaign like an Indiegogo or Kickstarter and shit like that, there's no guarantee. There might be. I'm just saying, there's no guarantee that you're going to get all the funds that you need to make the game that you want to make. So, you have to go with the devil there. The devil in this situation is Sony. Sony do they have a track record? 100% they do. Do they need the shit that need guarantee? They want guaranteed money.
Okay, I got two games for you that went indie. Pretty much. There's two games, right? There's one that's pretty popular, one that's popular with me and Riddler. Okay. The one that's extremely popular, well, I'll go with the one that's popular with me and Riddler knows about it. Okay, League of Maidens. Okay, that's indie. They're completely indie. It's a dev team of 3 guys. Well, they've actually recently added more now, like a couple of more now. Okay, it's a adult-based action game. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more the MMO type side, if you will. It's a pretty fun ass game. Not bad. It's definitely good.
But yeah.
Oh, it's jank. Yeah, it's got its jank moments. But they're doing what they can to polish it. With 3 to 5 people on it now. Oh yeah. And I'll get to the other part later. Okay. And then the other one that's popular that did it is fucking Power World. Power World is another one at the beginning of this year. Okay. They got real popular. Matter of fact, I don't even know what they did prior to us seeing about them in fucking in January.
In their case, when it comes to Power, in their case, I mean, people have been thirsting and really they've been really wanting a Pokemon alternative. People have been wanting that kind of thing, and they definitely hit that market of having, because if you look at all the other games, they have games such as Nevergrave, Craftopia stuff. Those games hit. They hit, but they didn't hit. You get what I'm saying? Like Craftopia, if you want to go by, let's see here. Let me look at Craftopia. But
they are just now starting to update that game. Most people thought they abandoned it. It looks like it's basically a what was it?
Craftopia looks like it was a beta for Power World, at least in my personal opinion.
It looks like a Breath of the Wild Minecraft type deal.
But I
I'm
will say
looking at
this
it right
though.
now. It looks it. Oh
I
yeah,
will say this
they
though. You are
literally
right.
have the same
Power World.
fucking glider as Breath of the Wild. So yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
trying
So
shit.
suddenly,
At that point, they were trying
But
shit.
like
yeah,
like I stated though, with
suddenly,
Power World though, they
yeah.
wanted to hit that itch. They want to hit that Pokemon itch because people want a Pokemon alternative. But again, when you're given the alternatives, people always. I thought this is one thing I hate about gaming in general though. You're giving an alternative, but then you always say, "Man, this isn't this game. This isn't that game."
Yeah.
You're getting like
Well,
there's
that's a human trait. That's actually unfortunately that's a human trait. Period.
That is.
Even if you are given an
Problem is,
alternative.
the
Like,
issue
you
is
can-
with gaming, it's made worse because nowadays we want that instant gratification, and we want that like so bad that we're just like, oh, this isn't perfect, or this isn't, you know what I mean? Every game's
Yeah.
either great or mid, or
basically
god awful,
yeah.
and it's like there's no room for like,
And-
love me a good old 6 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nothing
I
too
mean,
complicated.
And that's
just
the problem.
something-
It's like I can suggest you a whole bunch of indie games. My thing is this: I hate it when people just compare, to like the main. It's like, look, there's a reason why these alternative games don't ever take off because you always compare it to original. I hear so many people say, "Man, I hate Dead by Daylight. I hate I hate this game. I hate this game." Okay, you're giving one alternative. Well, this game sucks. I like it. I mean, it's fun, but it's not Dead by Daylight. Or Texas Chainsaw Massacre could have had it, but they fucked it up because they decided to make each DLC $10 and not bundle it up like Dead by Daylight and make it a little bit cheaper. They fucked that
There's
up
also
that way.
yeah, that was their own problem
too.
That was their own.
Pretty much got shut off, but yeah.
Like that's just the problem in game. Like I feel like people got to stop with this whole comparison shit and let these indie devs cook right now. They need to cook. Let them cook for a bit. Let them help them out. Support them. I can name you several great indie games that I currently play that I enjoy. I'm like, damn, I wish this game had a sequel. I want more people to play this game, check it out. Because that's what you should be doing.
Yeah, because other side needs a sequel. I don't care what nobody says. If you ain't played it, I'm not trying to hear what you got to say on it.
Mother side.
Exactly. And this is why I state this is why I say these people who are out here, the reason why I call people out there grifters is that y'all should be supporting or showcasing indie games that you believe are going to be the alternative to what y'all would consider the mainstream.
Yeah,
I think more important.
I would say any game. Go ahead, Vincent. Go ahead, Vincent.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you're trying to transition over, but I was gonna say more important, we also need to make sure to keep the indie games not only like indie, but keep them supported, but also keep them indie, because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but like a lot of these big old companies are starting to they've been acquiring these massive game studios and then they'll either send a game out to fail or won't even let them make a game, a la Microsoft, and then just start laying off people and liquidate the company, basically getting rid of competition, but also getting rid of a potentially good studio. Like, this has been happening for a long time. Like, I think the team that made, I've been hearing, I think the team that made, what was it, Send Hellblade 2? I think they're next, because that game doesn't look like it's going to be as successful as the first one.
No. Microsoft, Microsoft already greenlit for another project of Team Ninja.
Did they?
Apparently, apparently, yes.
Well, eat my words. Okay, well, good for them.
Sucks
for Hi-Fi Rush, though.
I ain't played it yet, and I do plan to play it.
Honestly, I'm gonna put it to you. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Right? I would say this when it comes down to gaming in general. Just a lot of us are throwing that grifter term out there, and I'm talking about on both ends. I sat back and I watched a lot of this shit. Right? You got people that are sitting there. Oh, well, you're grifted because you're complaining. I've been called a grifter because I'm over here. You're like, bro, let the people. Like, I'll be like this Sperry. Hey, no, let them cook. Oh, no, you're grifting. Let that. And I'm like, no, I'm not grifting. Let people make the games that they want. Okay. If you don't want to buy it, or if you don't like it, or if the jiggle physics is too much for you, okay, go find something else. Go find Stiff Barbie to play with, please.
Well,
okay. Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm just saying on that end, okay, if a game is too sexy for you, then if the game is too sexy for you, go find you Stiff Barbie to play with, okay? If you want that type of shit, okay, every game doesn't have to have that, okay? But hey, guess what? A lot of the Japanese, Korean games, they have that aesthetic. Why? Because they know that's what gets people's attention.
Yeah.
Okay, I wish the Western companies would understand that more and start playing around because they got the tools to do it. That's the crazy part. We got the tools to do it and do it in a more, I want to say, what's the term? I guess more quote unquote realistic, massive air quotes on realistic scale, right? We have it. We can play with that shit more, right? But we're so worried about goddamn realism that it's like we're so worried about this game's got to look like one-to-one real life, and I'm like, no, not every game has to look like
Can I get in on this one? Okay. Well, first, LG, you right that, but I want to piggyback off of that.
And once again, I said that on both ends.
Yeah. No.
There's a reason why anime titties work now.
No, and that's fine. Sex sells, and I will preach that to the cows come home. To the point where even Rowan sat there and said, "Nigga, your fetishes should not be known." He had said, my issue is, okay, fine. I am all for titties, ass, everything goes. But when your mind is one dimensional on why you like a game, I have a problem with it.
There you go.
That's when I have a problem with it. I love asses, but when the whole game is focused around me looking at social media and the only thing that you have time to compliment is this one woman's fucking ass in different positions, I have a problem with it.
I'll be straight with you. Yeah. Like when the whole time Stellar Blade was out, I was psyched for it, but it's like
the only thing you see was ass shots.
Yeah,
you've hardly seen any gameplay about that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I called it mid-blade because I guarantee. Go ahead.
When I saw Yoko Taro come out and say, okay, he liked it, the dude who made Nier Automata, but people were comparing it to Nier Automata, basically calling Nier Automata, but with worse story but better gameplay, which I was like, Nier Automata, but with worse story but better gameplay.
The focus was on the gameplay. That was, I think, according to a review, that they wanted to focus more on the gameplay than the story. I think, right?
And that's okay. But let's talk about that then.
Yes.
That's why is that not going around on social media? If we're gonna preach about one game having better gameplay than other play, I don't see that conversation.
Okay, so I do have to say that to your point, and I think we talked about this last night, Riller, because you said you told me the same shit. I said bottom line, but my thing is if them niggas is paying for it, right?
Yeah.
If you like ass and titties, right? If that's your thing, right? If you like a character the way they look and all that, if that's what you collect games for, then baby, that is go ahead, okay? And that should make some people in the chat feel better. I'm just telling you that right now. If that's what you do.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it. But some people, it might be one dimensional. When you have a one-dimensional mind, I question your logic. If you sit there and come to me and say this game is 10 for 10. But the only thing you got to talk about is the figure of the woman. I'm questioning that 10 for 10.
You know what? Anybody with a 10 for 10 for you? If that's a 10 for 10 for you, then baby, go ahead. I may not.
Okay.
I'm not gonna question it.
Let me change it. Don't come to me talking about this game of the year. And that's your only.
That's fine.
That's your only conversation.
That's fine. That's fine.
I got something for it. To me, a good game is a game that you can remember. A game that you could talk about throughout days end. You know, a game that you can always go back to. That's to me a good game. I'll get. The most recent one to me was I have a couple, right? Because let me tell you, I'm a guy. Like, let me tell you, of course I'm a guy, but I'm a person who there are very few games that can entice me to like get in levels. I'm talking about like getting to this gameplay, the story, everything about it. There are very few games that do that to me. One of them was Yakuza Like a Dragon. That came out back in 2020, 2019. That game, I can tell you the story from ends on. We could talk about it all day because that's how much of a good game that was. I could tell you about Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3, as much people wanted to hate on because of the whole sex scene, bear scenes, whatever. I don't really care. The gameplay was amazing. It was excellent. I was like, damn, this is the RPGs that I've been wanting to play. I can tell you the story. I remember the story, how every character was deep and was made.
Wait, though. Wait, though, because I just realized what you just said. I'm about to piggyback off what you said. We complained about the sex scene in Baldur's Gate 3, but Stella Blake's ass and titties is okay to display all over social media. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Wait, time out. Hold on. Hold on. Let me just get
go ahead.
That's not the same. We're not having the same discussion, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I'm about to say
There's a
definitely not.
delineation. There's a very important delineation. The difference between what happened in Baldur's Gate. That's not what the game is about. You can do that. That's a feature, but that's not what the game is sold about. Now it helps sales, sure, but here's the thing: with Stellar Blade, all I saw, all up and down my timeline.
Ass and titties. Ass and titties. Ass and titties.
But wait a minute now. Hold on. With the whole Stellar Blade shit, like
ass and titties, ass. You see what I'm saying? It's like that's the difference. And I like what Riddler said. I think you really had something. And to LG's credit, I don't have anything against like some TNA. Like I'll admit, I like League of Maidens too. It's not like a AAA game or nothing, but it's decent.
Yeah, never was.
What I'm saying is like we're talking about. I guess it's considered AAA game for Stellar Blade, but it's like all anybody mainly would talk about is the visuals. I want to see like what else is there? What else does it have to feature? Because it's like if that's all you're talking about, if you're gonna use this as a social revolution and talk about that, it's like I get that it's like awesome to have like attractive women in games because I think that's the main issue, but it's like okay, but can we also get like quality in that sense? Because like I think there's still attractive women in games. I just think like y'all are highlighting some of the worst examples of like
let me backtrack. Hold on, I got you. Hold on, I'll put a pin on that because there's a few things we got to go through. Because one, the Baldur's Gate 3 fiasco. Okay, the reason why that got hit with the whole sexual stuff was because people were tripping over sex. People were previously complaining about, these games were reduced to ass and titties and people try to lump Celebrate after the fact when it came out. However, games like The Last of Us 2, all of this other stuff. As a matter of fact, somebody else put it in the chat, and this is why Celebrate got the type of attention it got was because the type of women that we were getting on the Western side in video games, like for example, Spider-Man 2, Last of Us 2.
But are we really only going to focus on mainstream games when it comes to that though? Because there's plenty of games that's been brought out that have female protagonists that look fucking hot.
But you got to remember, most people you got to look at things from the public, and I'm not on camera to do the massive air quotes. The public's point of view, okay?
Yeah.
The popular game, people know the popular shit, okay? They knew about Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong, Spider-Man 1 was fucking amazing. I'm disappointed in Spider-Man 2 because what they fucking did with it. Because I wanted to play Spider-Man 2 because I like the first one. All right. I don't like what they did with the second one. Okay. They intentionally did that shit. They made Mary Jane look like a fucking crack addict. Okay. Okay. They made her look like she had the mumps, nigga. Okay. But then I know the story behind that. But then you have stuff like that. And then, but then when Baldur's Gate 3 came out and they had once again, the scene was optional.
Yeah.
Okay. That scene was optional.
To be fair, there's a lot of alternatives to that too.
Exactly.
And also, doesn't that game have attractive female characters too?
I mean, here's the thing. There's plenty of games that came out that are not quote unquote mainstream that you could play with badass looking female characters. I can name several. So at that point, you know what I say to that to the comments like that? That's on them. Because you only care about the mainstream. You're not caring about the indies. Yeah. You're looking for something to complain about.
Right.
The Laura Croft, I understand that argument. I will agree with the Laura Croft.
But once again, that goes back to what I was saying before. If that's all they know, we can't fault them for it.
Exactly. That's a personal problem.
Apparently the solution.
Yes, right, you can. You can't hold them accountable, boss man.
Here's my solution.
Because that's their fault.
Here's my solution. All right. You know how they have DEI and Sweet Baby Inc? Okay. Maybe we get the same thing, but for bad bitches. We got to throw some bad bitches in gaming. Is that the solution here?
And apparently in mainstream, because I mean I can find plenty right now. Go on Steam and find you plenty of games with female protagonists that look good. I mean that takes me.
I'm unconvinced. Melina has a good point though. Melina has a good point though. I'm unconvinced. I think Celebrate. I believe that too. I think the culture war shit. I think Celebrate just was it just got victimized. It wasn't meant to be that. But like I said, with these fucking, like, on both ends, you got these people that were, I think the journalists too, that I think this is part of, like, once again, why we need better journalists too, because a lot of these so-called journalists,
I think
they latched onto the shit, and like I said, a lot of these journalists have a really bad track record, and some of them, and it's been exposed for a lot of them right now, especially with the listener Conte right now, going after people, IGN, Kotaku, and all these people, hiring these people that don't play these games. And like I said, I'm not gonna throw in a whole, well, they do sex work. I don't care, because sex work is work. I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But they're not beating the allegations at this point.
Yeah.
They're not. Okay, I hate to say it. They're not beating the allegations. You know what I'm saying? I think, honestly, at this point, what we need is, like I said, just play the game. Like, honestly, if you don't play the game, or even if you have an interest, because I have a whole lot of games that I'm like, okay, I'm interested in, or I got on my wish list backlog that I haven't touched yet.
Yeah.
It happens.
Niggas, y'all need to see my backlog.
You know what I'm saying?
I beat probably everybody in this chat combined. And I'm not even over-exaggerating. I'm not even over-exaggerating that.
You probably would. And Melina, we're not fighting it. I'm just saying, I'm just saying what I'm saying is just like, hey, look, at this point, we got to understand at a general, this whole culture war thing, it's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird conundrum. And we are, I mean, to some degree, we're a part of it, to whether we want to admit it or not.
Right. It also doesn't help with, like, the engagement tweets that are, like, just really just fucking
that too,
because you have people just trolling, making the worst out of it. It's like, and then you have people like, I know, like, Grums is the only one, but he's probably one of the worst examples I've seen of, like, hyping this weird shit up and, like, going after people and shit like that. And there's definitely, like, a conversation to be had, but it's like, it's hard to have that shit.
Well, this is here. I got something.
I keep trying to tell y'all. Let me say this in parody, then you can take no breath. Here's the thing, and I've told y'all this for the past almost 2.5 years. These people know who the fuck to go after with their shit. You don't see these people coming after me, because I've called out several names with no problem, and I will call them out on their bullshit. I had a conversation with Rowan about this the other day. I believe it was either Roland or LG, one of the two, and I said there's a reason why these people are afraid to have me on their podcast, because they know I'm going to call them out.
Yeah, it was me and Ronan. Yeah, it was me and Ronan.
Okay, you and Ronan. Okay, yeah, there's a reason why. They know who to come for with that type of stuff.
And this is what I'm saying here. Like, this is my definition of grifting is, like, you keep speaking about the shit without ever doing anything about it. I get that y'all can speak about it all day. To me, like, I'll give you an example with this. Y'all spoke about this Assassin's Creed shit so much, y'all actually helped Assassin's Creed, truth be told. Y'all gave
it's doing so much.
Y'all gave us so much publicity, so much pre-order. Yeah, they hit their pre-order expectations without even seeing gameplay. That's the
really? They did?
Yeah, they did. Yes, that's funny. But anyway, so back to my main point is like this. To me, a grifter is a person that constantly speaks about shit without ever doing anything about it. As this, I see Grum speak about a lot of things on Twitter, but I never see him highlight these important indie games. You all keep talking about these modern video games, modern this, modern that. Okay, why don't you support these indie games, these indie developers? Because we're going into a couple years now where game development is coming longer and longer and longer.
Yeah,
it's time for these indie games to start shining. I keep seeing people saying, "Well, look at Ubisoft." I see the same article. Let me tell you, everybody uses the same articles, the same thumbnail, same everything when it comes to, like, doing this whole shit. But I never see people highlight these amazing, great indie games. I can tell you, there's a game I'm playing called Phantom Fury. Pick that shit up. That's a boomer shooter. I can tell you about Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun. Pick that up. That's how you do it. Instead of saying, "Well, that game's woke. This game's woke." Guys, we got to do something here. Let's start a petition to get nowhere, and then let's get the circle going again. Like, y'all, all these content creators, especially the content creators are high up there. You probably got the money to do so. How would y'all start a game dev studio? Get together, get people. If you hope that people will fund you and where you want to go, okay, people will do that. They'll give you the money to start your own stuff. Get it going. So, to me, action is more important than words. Nothing is done without action.
I mean, you have to say something, but I feel like and I'm gonna say this because I've said this a million more times. Closed mouth don't get fed. If you say nothing, if you say, hey, if you don't sit there and say, hey, I might need help, you're not gonna get anywhere. There's a lot of people doing Kickstarters and all that. It don't make you no less of a human being, or your manhood is not in jeopardy by saying, hey, you know what? I want to start a Kickstarter. I really want to try to sit here and try to get this shit going for my damn game.
So here's the thing: when it comes down to grifting, right? This is my thing with this whole grifter shit, because at this point, right? Everybody, the outrage farming is a thing, right? And like I said, we gotta name everybody. Okay, if we're gonna put Grums in the title, or in the title, but in the topic of discussion, you know what I'm saying? Some people might say Asmongold is another one. Some people may say.
I just don't agree with a lot of what he has to say. I just don't agree with a lot of what he has to say.
And that's fine. Okay, but once again, you gotta put people like Mighty Keith in there. You gotta put people like in there because he's doing some of the same stuff. And I'm following him now. Okay, and he's going back and forth with Grums. Okay, so this is because it's somebody that you. I'm not saying anybody in here is doing it. Okay,
no.
So
let me make that I don't care if I like you or not. If you wrong, I'm gonna call you on your shit.
Oh, I know that. I like it. But what I'm saying is, some people, somebody, you gotta put these people in here because like I said, but some people only see what they see. You know, and there's people in there that are connected to this shit. They see that shit,
and they do nothing.
That feed these people, right? That feed the people that because hey, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this shit. The people that are looking for this shit. So it's not just the people that are the front runners speaking about it, but we need that. We do need to have people speaking about it because I'm actually in a way glad that we are. This is a step that we need. I'm glad that there's people in here that are looking at this and talking about shit like this. Okay. And I'm glad that we're actually, it should theoretically lead to more discussions about shit like this and what we would like to see in gaming. Now, unfortunately, it's not always happening because you got people that don't want to have this discussion or people that are, oh, well, you're a grifter and I'm gonna go leave type shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole lot of that shit on whoever side that is, right? But if you got people that are willing to sit down and actually willing to have the discussion, then let's do it. Let's get it in.
It's like I tell people, and I even sit there and say that while I'm live, while I'm in a recording and all that, while y'all ask these questions, I sit there and make it very clear. I don't need to say what I need to say for money. I don't need to say what I say for attention or engagement. I'm gonna say it regardless.
Wait. I gotta say this. We all do it. We all say, look, we all doing something for attention. Okay, if we're on social media. To be fair,
actually, no. I post shit for the anticipation. Okay, wait. Actually, you're right. No, you're right. Because even if I piss somebody off, that's still technically
it's attention, regardless of whether it's a lot or a little bit. We post it for attention. That's just the on the basic end, and it's not to make anybody feel bad. Okay, that's a fact. It's just that's exactly what it is. Now, what you do with said attention is up to you. Now, I'm actually mad at y'all because there's somebody that we pretty much know that at least two of us. I know me and you, Riller, we both know. Disparity, you might know this person that we brought up that's doing things that y'all forgot. I want to. The best Jared Bear, the best.
I retweet all his shit. I'm actually commenting on his videos.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Nobody's brought him up. Like, you want to talk about action? You want to talk about boom? This man has been playing nothing but boomer shooters.
Yeah. No, I have.
Jared's like the king of fucking boomer shooters and fucking.
I know he's done Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon was his shit. Yeah, right. And then he's also been doing boomer shooters.
And he got his own magazine.
I have. I've been keeping up with Jared. He's been working with 3D.
He got his own game coming out.
He got his own game coming out, and he's been working with 3D Realms on a lot of shit.
He's got a magazine.
But LG though, that's my point though. He's actually doing something. But what is other niggas doing? Ain't doing a damn thing except collecting.
Why are you worried about the other niggas?
Because these same other niggas are the ones getting the attention, the engagement, and every damn thing else up under the sun.
Okay, whoa.
Are doing shit here for content, and we know that.
Right. Wait. And this is the other part that I want to get into, and this is once again. I'm not talking about anybody in here particularly, okay? So, but if it feels about you, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, a lot of these people that are complaining about these other people grifting, now you can see the air quotes now. Okay, these people that complain about other people grifting are low key mad that they're getting more attention than them. Okay, I'm not talking about anybody in particular. Okay, and I've seen it happen with people that complain about Grums, people that have said shit about Mighty Keith, people that said shit even on a different topic about what Eric July, okay, and other people. Oh well, so this person is grifting. This person really isn't about what they say they're about. Are you sure? Have you looked?
Well, first off, as far as that goes, let's.
And I'm just speaking about.
And I'm glad you said it the way you just did because. But like you said, have you really looked at that person, looked at what they into? Have they done anything else other than what the fuck are they doing though too?
Yeah,
you see what I mean.
And that's a good and what disparity. Like I said, disparity is not wrong in what he's saying.
Exactly.
However, I'm the other end of this, and I'm sitting there looking at this. Are you worried about their actions or the stuff that they're saying? Or are you just upset that they have a following? And this is an objective truth. I'm not
actually. It's a little bit. No. Here, for me, it's a little bit of both because it's a little bit of both because you have the power to push shit, except you're using it to not do anything with it except get this engagement money. This is why whenever Elon Musk on Twitter decided to let people earn money you got to keep this in mind. You subscribe for $7 a month. Okay, $7 a month. You can get paid for engagement. That opened the floodgates for that shit. That's the problem.
Every day.
It really did. It did. I gotta admit.
That's why it's called a grift. That's why it's called a grift because they're not doing anything with the power that they got, other than bitch, moan, and complain. You got this power to mass share something, to get something, to help somebody, help a poor family. I never seen grown say, "Man, there's a family in need. That this is a dude that's trying to become a game that he needs help support this man." I never seen that shit. I never seen it from Mighty Keith either. But at the end of the day, these people got the influence and the power to get where they need to help people out to get somewhere, except they don't do it. And then on top of that, you got everybody. This is everyone that's part of this goddamn culture war. They'll sit there and make the same goddamn YouTube videos. I swear to God, I seen 5,000 videos. Everybody got to make 5,000 videos about Yasuke. Everybody got to make 5,000 videos about Helldivers 2. Except, what are y'all doing about it?
Yeah.
What Yasuke, right? Here's the thing. You know how many people have came up with actual information? Matter of fact, I saw it on Leon Idol's channel the other day. I was actually in a live stream where he was watching somebody that was literally bursting that shit. Okay, that was able to teach. That he got information from somebody that was actually able to teach that shit. Do y'all not know that's one of the things with Assassin's Creed, all of this shit, that it gives that thing. Like I said, I'm just speaking from an objective point of view here. Okay, that goes for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these people, okay, yeah, this person's saying what I want them to say. Okay, I'm cool with them. This person, I don't like them. They're grifting. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, and I'm not talking. Once again, I'm talking about from my personal point of view, from what I've seen, and I've had this shit happen to me. Okay, I just speak my opinion on shit, and I've had people think that I'm grifting about some shit. Nigga, no, I'm just saying, hey, look, based on the information that I'm given, this is what I see. I don't like it, or I don't agree with it. Here's what it is.
But see, LG, when it comes to you, this is you, and I'm distinctly talking about you. It's one thing for you to be called a grifter, because I'm gonna tell you what you do with that. You can easily feed into that and get these bitches what they want, because you know anybody with basic common sense knows that's not what you're doing. It's another thing when these other people that are being called grifted, that it can be deemed as that because of how they approach it, how they're choosing to deal with it, everything else. There's a big difference.
But see, that same logic can apply not only just to me, that can apply to them. We don't know where Grums, we don't know where Keith is at.
You're not.
We don't know.
But see, here's the thing though.
Y'all know me.
Y'all not. No. Even if I didn't know you and I went to look at your channel and looked at your videos and shit like that, I can honestly sit there and say, I know this nigga ain't grifting. So what the fuck is they talking about? I can look at your tweets and see that. You see what I mean? Now, mind you, I'm coming off as on a whole thinking process as somebody who would generally go deep and look into people's shit like I do, because you know how I am.
Yeah, but most people don't do that shit. So you're talking surface. You're talking surface. A lot of people are surface level shit, right?
Yeah.
They might go back a few tweets, a few things here and there. So that, like I said, we have to have that similar mindset when it comes down to everybody else, because we don't know what these other people are.
Well, see, that's the thing. See, that's why I have a problem, LG. I'm not willing to nerf myself just to satisfy a whole bunch of people. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna nerf I'm not gonna nerf my mentality and my brain power just to satisfy people. That's just silly at that point. Like,
fair. No, that's a fair assessment. And like I said, all I'm saying is we have to be mindful, right? As people that are gaming, right, and in this culture, whether we like it or not, we got to be mindful, okay, of who we whatever. Because like I said, Keith got some good shit. Like his skits are cool, but some of his points right now, especially him going after Grums, and even with Grums, like I'm like some of that stuff I don't always agree with. It was the same thing with fucking like when people thought I was like all up under Gothics. People thought I'm all up under Eric July. I don't see all the shit. Sometimes I see a little bit more of Eric July because I do support the stuff. And matter of fact, with him getting that deal with McFarlane Toys, that shit was fucking huge.
That's actually impressive.
Like a Yara statue. That's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It's like we're stating though. It's just I think when it comes to Keith, he just wants to see action. Like I said, if you're taking the charge in the lead in this culture war stuff, you got again. I know you could talk about it. It's always going to come down to action. You need to support people. Like, example, I'm going to give, we got Cries here. Cries has his shit going. We're for Vit. Okay. Grums could sit here and be like, yo, Cries is doing a project here. Showcase his shit. Tell, but that's not happening. And I ain't going to lie. I'll admit, I have retweeted. I just followed his account because I just noticed his account. I ain't going to lie. I just started doing this shit. Because, I just saw his account in my feed, in my fucking, whatchamacallit. And shit, he deserves to be known. That's how you start with that. That's how you can't just sit there and come on and like talk about every counterculture woke thing in the book without trying to show people that there's an alternative, there's another way.
And let me make this clear, Disparity. I'm not, like I said, what I said wasn't necessarily getting on you. Okay. No. And I'm just hitting that because you and other people have that similar mentality, right? And it's just I'm hitting the mentality, and I know, like I said, I know you was kind of getting up there a little bit because, like I said, I feel like I hit a nerve a little bit, and that wasn't like I said, I'm not trying to be hitting you specifically, and I got to make that clear, right? There's and Arangio has a point here, and I'm actually that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
like,
I was about to take
if you have principles, this is where the grift happens, right? Some people don't have principles, right? And this is the same thing with women, right? Like I tell a lot of these women they claim they got standards, right? Okay. A lot of these women say they got standards, and then the next guy that looks good to them, they buckle. Okay,
bank account standards.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have standards. You have easily swayed suggestions. Okay, that's exactly what it is. Okay, most of these people, when it comes down to gaming, and let's just be real, we all fall for the shit. Like even with the engagement farmer, we're all gonna do it. Okay, to some degree, we're gonna fucking do it. All right, it is what it fucking is. All right, if the difference is the bottom line. If there are certain things like, okay, hey, look, if I make this point. And if it's a point that's wrong, or hey, the angle that you're hitting isn't necessarily true. This was confirmed by the game dev. That this angle that you're going at, this wasn't the case for XYZ game. Oh, okay. Well, all right, my bad. And sometimes, hey, we get information late. Sometimes it is what it is. Some people are get just now late to the shit. It is what it is. And it's like I said, hey, if somebody comes in and says, hey, look. That information that you're coming with, it's been debunked already. Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, cool. Because like somebody could easily just come like and I say something. Somebody will pull me to the side like, hey, you know what? Hey, well, I just found out this, here's the extra information you need to know. You ask for context, so here you go.
Yeah.
That way, now if
And
I
that's
change
what
up, I
this
change
is.
up. And I ask myself when I sit there, when I feel like I might want to engage in something, it's like, okay, is this a person that I think I could actually sit there and say, hey, have you thought about it in this manner, XYZ, how they gonna respond? Or I would want people that, well, people should know, but I know if you don't know me. Am I the type of person where if I say a Ray Joe, for example, I'm just using you for example, if he gonna ask himself, hey, is he somebody I know I can sit there and say, hey, here's some new information, and we can have that conversation. It might be able to be like, all right, thanks for bringing it to me, etc. I feel like all that applies.
Yeah.
Because not everybody you can sit there and try to bring extra context that bitch may actually change their way of thinking on said XYZ subject would actually work.
My thing is, like, if you're going to do this, right, and if you're going to have that way of thinking with any, you got to have that way of thinking with everybody, right? Like that's why I say that's why I'm more chill with the shit and I'm more objective with the shit. Because one, if you're going to sit up here and get mad at a few people for grifting, that means anybody is going to be grifting. Anybody has propensity to grift at this point, especially with Elon Musk saying having that opportunity for everybody, right? So that means everybody's grifting, not only just on X, right, or Twitter, whatever you still want to call it that. That's on YouTube. That's on all of this shit, right? There are some people that, like I said, literally all they do is play AAA titles. That's all they know. It is what it is. There are some people that will never touch an indie game for the life of them. They will indies are like a fucking disease to them. Okay. That's their problem. And some of them might be bigger YouTubers or might be bigger people. That's their thing. Okay. If that's all they like, then that's all they like. And I'm speaking objectively anywhere. Okay. And it could be a bigger person, because just like how there are people out there that are play bigger YouTube channels that will play nothing but retro games. And at this point, I don't fucking blame them, because the way gaming is right now.
You can actually correct them.
To add on to that though, it's like, yeah, there are people that do what they want to do, play what they want to play. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna keep complaining about the same companies and they're not doing shit to like change their ways and shit, well, you have to go hook up to an indie company, get these people a little bit to shine in order. Like, you have to get out your comfort zone. Is what I'm trying to say. Your comfort zone needs to usually take a step out. Humanity evolves by taking that leap. You got to take that leap. If you can't take that leap, then you're basically you're the NPC who's going to just fall into the same old loop of Ubisoft shit, EA shit, Microsoft shit, Activision shit, this, that, and third shit, Sony shit. Okay, well, you got this perfectly good one developer indie person that created this amazing ass RPG game like Sea of Stars or Uden Chronicles 100 Heroes, these games. Matter of fact, it was brought up like, yes, let me tell you, I think Mutalore said it best himself though. He's not gonna let he was talking about Uden Chronicles 100 Heroes. He stated himself, you watching his video, that he's not gonna stop some simple small localization issues from playing this amazing game, basically. Right? Because we had played back in our day, we always get terrible translations no matter what, the past 20, 25 years, anyways. Right. He even brought up Xenogears 2. Okay. He loves that game, but he's like, hey, this game has some shitty ass translations or localizations, but that's not going to stop him from playing this game. Right. So
but there's a difference between the localizations that we used to get that were shitty, but it was bad localization, but it was at least people trying to do their job of translating from, trying to translate as much as they possibly could from the language, whether it's Japan, Korean, from that, versus people that are actively now that are in the shit trying to change it to fit a sensibility type shit.
Yeah, that's
the people that from what I'm seeing, that's what people are attacking. They don't want we don't need Western sensibilities or people changing shit to fit the Western sensibilities and shit. We just want a one-to-one, even if it doesn't make sense or we don't get the joke, you know what I'm saying? Those that are wanting to understand the culture will understand the joke. Like that's why like a lot of us got in anime that we started understanding certain things in anime that they do in anime now. Okay, the whole if somebody tells a stupid joke or something, they just fall out and the all that shit, or hitting somebody in the back of the head with a fucking fan or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole, or the reason like letting the whole perverts and fucking people that are perverted in fucking anime. Like there's a reason for that type of shit. Okay, we let that shit slide. Okay, but changing that shit to because the West doesn't really, we don't like that shit. Fuck all of that. Like the people that we're not there. Like the people that are actually in that shit, we can't. We know it's entertainment. That's exactly what it is. We don't need those people that are like trying to fun police us. That's the word I'm looking for. Fun police the shit. I don't need no fun police. Okay, let me have my motherfucking fun. Okay, I don't understand the people that were raised on fucking old Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park. Now all of a sudden we got to sit up here. They become the very people
that was getting trashed on in those shows.
We were laughing at the niggas like, oh, this is a fucking, oh, this should have never happened. Now look at it. Look at where we're at right now. A lot of shit that's happening in life is literally damn near a fucking South Park skit. A South Park skit. This is fucking stupid. Okay. I'm like, why? And then now we can't even fucking talk about the shit. That's the fucking crazy part. That's the part that's fucking scary. Like this fucking stupid. That's where I'm like we used to have it to where people can make fun of people. Like now folks over here so fucking sensitive. You can barely make a joke about black people so much.
I can't even make a black joke without somebody saying something.
That's the crazy part. I'm black. I can't make a black joke. Nigga, what the fuck?
Like how the fuck can I not say nigga and I'm black? Like I'm black. I'm gonna say nigga. Hell, I got merch that says call him a nigga.
Like honestly,
what do you mean?
At this point, you know what? And this is kind of a hot take at this point. Like, why are we mad at white folks saying the N-word? You know what I'm saying? Like,
we joke about it.
It's in music all the time, all the music, and you expect them to not say it? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't. It's like setting these niggas up for failure.
Not everybody's gonna be on that one. I'm just not gonna lie.
That's fine. That's fine. But if we keep putting it in music, and freely in music, and folks is gonna sit up here and like somebody's gonna pick up and say it.
I get what you're saying, but hear me on to this one.
It's gonna bleed. I'm just saying it's gonna bleed. That's all I'm saying.
Let me jump in.
Go for it.
I hear you out on this one, but I think like a component that you're really missing on that is like a lot of black culture isn't really black culture exclusively anymore because a lot of us are in this diaspora, and this diaspora is being spread through the internet. A lot of our shit isn't really exclusive to black communities anymore because we're saying all this shit that's now considered like we got like teenagers saying like the same shit that we used to say like 2 or 3 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, and it's like now it's all over. So it's like you combine that with rap and everything, and everybody saying like all these kind of stuff for the past few decades, combined with all that stuff, it's like that's when it gets mixed in. Now, to what I'll say is like I think that depends on what the party that you're included with, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not really. I think it's each one teach one. Like personally, I feel like you got to be really cool with that before you even, before you even get to that point, because you got to be in the family basically.
Yeah, you got to be in the family.
Like when, even then, you got to be in like when. You got to be, because people might not feel the same way about that. That's very personal in some cases, but
No, and like Chat was saying too, intent does matter.
Yeah,
and also where you were at, like you're, because I know a couple of white people, white as snow, but they grew up in that in that gutter area, and they. It happens. All you gotta do is hear them talk one good time, and you like, oh, you grew up in that shit. Like they not playing. Like I knew some folks that were not playing. Anybody knows you grew up in the Martin Luther King. That's where all the black folks at. I know some white folks
There's
that was
a movie that has something to do similar with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Not to get it. What is it called? Hold on. It's
I
called
know.
like basically it's the same thing where you're talking about where it's like this dude is the black dude and his
Yeah.
best friend's like a white dude who's
Yeah.
like I'm like hood ass nigga, but he's like a
Yeah.
white dude. I don't think he
Yep.
ever says that word, but it's like that's his boy, but it's like it kind of like I know there's a scene where like they go to a party and like he starts talking to some other black people and they're like, "Man, who brought this wigger in here?" And he's like, "Ah, shit."
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
honestly, it's about intent when it comes down to that, though.
Yeah.
Did we cover? I don't know if we covered this yet. Did
what's
y'all
that?
cover the chick that said we're the problem in gaming, that men are the
No.
No.
Wait,
how do y'all
who's the
feel
problem
about
game?
how do y'all feel about being labeled the problem in gaming, though?
That's perfectly fine. I'm okay with being problematic.
Low effort.
Hold on. I
Low
got
effort
something to say to
engagement.
that, but blind spotting.
He said low effort
Blind Spotting. That's the
engagement.
name of the movie. That's the name of the movie.
Blind spotting, yes.
Okay. I have to look
That's
into
what
that.
it's about. It's also a TV series, but it's called
TV
Blind
series.
Spotting.
Blind Spotting.
Anyway,
Okay, cool.
So every now and then I'll come across some people or some comments or some things where I'm just like, either I don't think somebody meant that seriously, or I don't really need to take you seriously, especially because a lot of times it's like we said, grifters is
Mhm.
what do they call it? Engagement tweets or engagement
Engagement
comments or
farming, yeah.
whatever, or engagement content, rage farms, or
Yeah.
a podcast or a stream that you don't watch, that you will never ever see, but somehow it just came into your purview. I feel like some things you can just ignore because it's
I feel like
You really can.
Honestly, in that case, I was just like, when I read the comment that somebody replied to that video, they was like, "Oh, you posting this because your OnlyFans failed." I just laughed.
Yeah,
Yes.
I honestly, but you know what though? I've heard she's not the
just
only one
frustrated.
though.
I'm like, I'm gonna just let you air that out.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, the
there's a
reason why I
general
said
conversation that you're trying to have, and that's the point you make. That you make it full serious and chest, then we got
yeah.
issue.
I couldn't even take it seriously, honestly. Like if I'm being that serious was fine, I just did not take it seriously.
Because the reason why I brought this up is because it was on the backs of not only that situation with old girl, because that was on top of the girl that the Valorant chick, the Valorant clip, and then also on top of that Alyssa Rakante. So I'm like, and this isn't the only time. Like I've heard a lot of people that were like, "Oh, well, girl, guys are the problem in gaming," and I'm like, "No, bitch. First of all, I'm over this discussion, right? We need at some point there's got to be a kickback, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for letting people say their piece or whatever the fuck, right? But at some point, the problem is we there's no kickback. At some point, there's got to be a kickback. I don't care if it's an enragement bait, whatever the fuck that is. There's got to be a kickback.
I mean, that is a problem
at
though.
Some point.
Like these people, these women and shit, they say that shit or whoever to get those engagement points because they know y'all gonna talk about it. That's what they want.
That's not. It's more to it than that, because there's a lot of places that they're not the only one that's saying it, and it's not just for just to get in and just to get clicks and engagement. It's because there's a lot of people that think that shit. There's a lot of people that are in that unfortunately think that a lot of men are the issue in gaming, when men are the main ones that are doing this shit. We've been doing this shit for fucking years. Matter of fact, we were getting made fun of by these same women that were talking, that got their tits out right now. And a lot of them, they need to be called out. In some cases, just like how y'all can sit up here and say Grums and I say Mighty Keith and them need to be called out. These bitches need to be called out too. And a lot of them, all they do is play shooting games. They sit there and they play shooting games.
Shooting games. They
poorly,
play.
I mean.
Shooting games, sir. They play shooting games, sir.
or they get shot up, if you know what I mean. But we're not gonna go there with that one.
But say it if none of y'all want to. I'll say it.
Say it. Go ahead. Say it.
Say it. Oh, I didn't consider sitting there getting shot up, calling yourself playing Valorant. It's always some Valorant player that want to come up with this nonsense. Valorant COD player. Dead serious. Those be the most complaining. Valorant COD player. You don't hear this shit out of a woman who play BG3, play Stellar Blade, play fucking hell. You barely get this out of fucking Dead by Daylight players. I don't give two shits about that game.
No, that Dead by Daylight community is kind of.
But they toxic in their own way. That's all.
No, yeah, I'm about to say that whole Dead by Daylight community.
But but most of the time they ain't even playing, and then they want to complain. Then they'll sit there for about 2 hours. Guys, donate to me. I feel bad. This guy said a bad word to me, and like my life is over now. Can you please? Can you please donate to my cause? I'm not doing nothing else for myself. You already get a few free view of me while I'm sitting here complaining. This guy said he just wants to rape me and all of that. Oh God, man, don't get me started. It's always a Valorant or COD player.
FPS games are a little.
I don't know a woman who's played Elden Ring, who's played BG3, who's played Dragon Dogma, who's played Far Cry, who's played any actual fucking game that's more than fucking 10 minutes of gameplay, fucking complain. I don't know none of them. And I know plenty of women, and I speak to plenty of women. I never.
According to Twitter, the fact that you're calling it out, you're an incel.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Please come call me an incel.
That
I will give you my Twitter. Like I will give you my Twitter handle. Please come call me an incel, please.
Oh shit!
Because the last person that tried to call me out about something, they found out exactly how many women actually defended mine. But that's all we're gonna talk. We ain't gonna talk. That was 2 years ago. We ain't gonna go there right now.
I feel it. I get it though. Like any competitive game, honestly, my thing is my point when it comes down to stuff like this, right? It's the mentality, right? If you're gonna play a competitive fucking game, you gotta be prepared.
Here we go on this
Get prepared to get told to get buck fucked while getting killed.
You better be.
You got to get ready for it.
Any kind of shit. Like honestly, you have to have a level of mental fortitude. And I get it. Some of the shit is foul. Like I said, and I said it before. What homie said was fucked up.
What's foul though? It's subjective.
But it was preventable. That's the crazy part. It was fucking preventable. He muted that dude. That one chick muted the dude. Unmuted the dude multiple times. And then you went back and forth with the nigga. And you thought this nigga was gonna be soft and laid down, and he sat up here, got up in your shit, and you got mad. Okay, this is for anybody, and this is and for dudes that happens often, and nobody says it. And the crazy part is, with dudes, we get told if a guy were to do what these girls talked about, right, they would get made fun of and laughed out the building. They would get told to get good. They would get told to get better. Am I wrong or not?
I just remember something Luna said. She was like, "This is why I like penis." I can't take none of this shit. She was like, "This is why I go to penis."
She did say that. I think I did see that. I'm like, yo. Just honestly, when it comes to competitive shit, like honestly, the thing with competitive games though, like there's only a little bit of gameplay or whatever. The gameplay is more depth. Like I know for the most part we all play like League of Legends, and we know how that shit get. Okay?
No, y'all league is different, but
it's all the same shit, nigga. The fuck at this point, it's just that they hide the shit more.
I'm about 30 seconds until somebody kill themselves just to see what happens.
Sir, I already did, and I got banned for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he did get banned for 2 weeks.
Look. Y'all niggas, look.
Niggas is sensitive about.
No, y'all niggas might think I'm a soft nigga. No, if you would have met me back in 2016, if you would have met me back in 2016 as a gamer, back in my league days, the early league days, I'll tell people to go KYS, go step on a Lego, go drink some bleach. You should have been swallowed. You're wasting space in life. Oh my god!
I can't wait for the toxic league community to meet the toxic fighting game community when that League of Legends fighting game comes out.
Oh man, that's crazy.
My god, that's gonna be a stream for
a lot of the league players aren't gonna probably. A lot of league players probably wouldn't last that shit. Like honestly,
I would love to see what happens.
When they just complaining, that's the Valorant thing. They was just bitching.
They're gonna invent some new slurs on that stream.
Thinking that Riot don't actually care. Riot don't care. Riot got problems of their own. They still ain't got resolved.
Riot basically told me the disparity. If you didn't say KYS, you would not have been banned. Yeah. I was like, "Oh, that it? Okay,
that's it. Right? That's it." I thought all of the things I said.
Look, we don't care what you say. Just don't leave proof.
I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like a lot of people when it comes to the competitive mindset, a lot of people. That my thing is I don't like playing with randoms because a lot of times the randoms like I don't like playing with the randoms because the randoms are fucking. They'll be like, oh well, hey, I need you to do this one thing, and they'll put sometimes they'll put themselves in a position that they know is fucked up, and then if you don't answer with the way they want you to answer, oh well, I'm just gonna run it down fucking mid now, or I'm just gonna do this other thing. I'm just gonna stop playing the game now because I didn't get what I want. I'm done.
Yeah, that happens. Your elo,
and I'm not talking. I'm not just talking about. I'm talking about games like Overwatch to include. I'm talking about team-based shooters, and we've seen this on Call of Duty too. Well, hey guys, let's go to A point.
Well, you know what it is. Well, you know what it is, right? It's because it's the mentality of these people. They don't know when to quit. It's actually that I say it's an addiction, and the reason and they're a slave to the whole ranking system. Like they don't know when to actually just stop playing the games. Like let me get off the game, take a break. That's why you get people that like do that shit that get triggered and tilted or whatever because they just don't know when to stop. That's a proof. I can give you a whole bunch of proof. Like even me when I play League of Legends, that's my primary main game. If I lose the match, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try one more, see if I can win. If I lose that one, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try one more. And then I'm like, you know what? There's a certain point where you just gotta say, fuck it, I gotta quit playing right now because that's what it comes down to. That's why you get people like that. You know.
People that run their mouth. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I have no issue with people that are trash talking. I have no issue with the shit. If you can't handle it, right? Or if you're not in the mood for it, like even if you're not in the mood for it that day, it's nothing wrong with muting. There's nothing wrong with muting. There's nothing wrong with, okay, hey, look, I don't want to deal with nobody's shit today. Fuck it. I'm just here to play the fucking game. I just want to rank up. I don't give a fuck. I don't, whatever. Okay. You can scream to the boy. Okay, if I'm gonna mute you, I'm gonna mute you. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. If I don't want to deal with you, I don't want to deal with it. It is what it is. All right. But if you open yourself up to that shit, okay, you got to be prepared. Okay, that's my thing. If you open yourself up to that shit, just at some point you got to know how to like control yourself, and I think that's part of the problem. A lot of people don't know how to control themselves.
That's why I tell you, man, don't sit there and tell them to kill themselves. Just tell them to invest in rope. That'd be enough.
Actually, I did that. No, matter of fact, that reminds me. No.
I'm
gonna say his last thing. I actually did that. I used to tell people. I
hear there's candy in the middle of the street.
I used to tell everybody. I used to tell people that all the time. Especially the last time I told somebody this, I was playing Dead by Daylight. I was playing a Survivor. I told to kill at the end of the game. I said, you know what? Go get some rope and go play with it. I told her that. That's how I tell people. Go get some rope and go play with it.
Right? Don't tell them to kill themselves. Tell them to go get some rope.
And then what this person did, they went through my profile, found me on TikTok, found me on YouTube. It's like, oh, so you want to tell somebody to go play some rope? I say, hey, that's what you do with that rope. It's up to you. I'm just saying, go play with it. Okay, that's up to you. That's up to you.
Right.
I just stay muted because I know I can be carried. That's fine. And that's fine.
Okay, so we got a couple more minutes left. Let's get this last subject. It should be like about another 10, 15 minutes, y'all.
Okay.
So the last subject that we haven't talked about yet it has to do with gaming. AAA gaming is in the decline and indie is on the rise. So y'all might ask, well, disparity, what do y'all mean by that? Okay. Well, in these past couple of years, we had a lot of bangers. We had some trifling ass games that came out, aka games like Starfield. Starfield was supposed to be Bethesda's baby. Came out, garbage. Well, I wouldn't call it garbage, but it was mid, right? Yeah. Let's see here. What's another game that we had come out? These past couple, of course, we have Force.
What I say earlier, everything's mid or garbage.
Well, with Starfield though, Bethesda had all this time to create this perfect game, but yet they still came out with a terrible game. People were expecting something akin to an RPG / No Man's Sky or whatever, but instead they got something totally different, and I get that. Then we, what other games that we had to come out as of recently, of course, Hi-Fi Rush. I know that you guys talked about Hi-Fi Rush a lot. Hi-Fi Rush, my thing with that game is that people praise it, talked about it, all that kind of good stuff, but at the end of the day, no one bought it because, Game Pass. Yeah, because the only time we heard somebody say I'm talking about Hi-Fi Rush was what? I played it on Game Pass. There you go. Same thing in the other game. So what AAA games have y'all noticed that's just been on the decline that just haven't, favored? Like, I'll give you one more example. Dragon's Dogma 2. As much as I enjoyed the first game, right? The second game, I quit playing it for quite a while. I haven't turned that back on like I think in about almost a month. And the reason being is that it's just not. There's something with it that's just not like keep me attached to it. Put it like that. That's all I can say for it. It's something about it. But what game have y'all seen in a AAA scene that's just not as good as you thought that it was going to be?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Because I've been playing a lot of other games too. Because I'm like,
I'm not really a mainstream person.
Outside of, like I said, outside of like,
I'm trying to think.
Fighter, I know Tekken's actually really good. Actually, Tekken's really good this year.
Like in terms of RPG games, you have Baldur's Gate 3, which is what actually raised the standards for RPG games. But not every.
I agree with you on Dragon's Dogma because Dragon's Dogma is actually sitting in my wish list right now, and I wanted to get it because I had a pretty good idea of the first one, and I thought the first one was pretty cool. And
second
one.
So to tell you about the second one, the thing keeps me up about the second one is this: they put so much focus on. It's like this: they made the map so big to try to force you to buy into their microtransactions. Basically, that's basically what happened. That's basically what they did. So, like example, like you got in the game in terms of story, right? You got to travel from point A, point B, point C, and you don't have fast travel. You have to literally walk. You don't have you don't even have access to a horse to even go to this. So you have to keep running. Then your character runs out of stamina. Then you got to wait for the stamina bar to go up. You got to run again. It's all over and over again, right? And then every so often, like every 10 feet is like the same enemy count that comes around the corner. And you got to fight the same enemies all the time. It's just like at that point, you're just like, oh, I'm tired now. Like I'm just trying to play this game, but yet I'm being restricted because I'm not buying into your fast traveling, bullshit. Put like that, to your microtransactions. Like I said, Baldur's Gate 3 raised the bar in terms of RPG games. Now every game has to be Baldur's Gate 3, but you kind of see now like the game that you can get because we can all admit if you play Baldur's Gate 3, it's technically the perfect RPG game. I mean, it has its flaws and issues, but at the end of the day, it did its job.
Mods is gonna save that game though. Mm-hmm. That's really what's gonna create that game is mods.
Because y'all don't know what happened, by the way. Was Baldur's Gate what's called Larian had parted ways with Wizards of the Coast because
because they fired a bunch of people and they had a bunch of fucking terrible business decisions.
Yeah, and so the people who they originally worked with to get Baldur's Gate 3 off the ground got fired basically. And Larian said, hey, we don't want to fuck with that no more.
Yeah, we're good on that one. And now I think it was Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast that are like. They're like, yeah, we're gonna work on Baldur's Gate 4, or we're gonna try to expand the universe. And Larian's like, well, without us, good luck. We're not touching that shit anymore. It's like, how do you make hot fire and then like immediately just like shit on the people that were responsible and just like so much so that you ruin the business relationship with the people who made that hot fire, you know what I mean? Like, it's a bad story. It's companies making great decisions like Microsoft.
Another interesting thing that actually popped up in my feed too, which I saw was like, okay, when it comes to gaming, how do you feel when it comes to gaming and the pricing? Y'all like longer games? Should the longer games come with like a higher price tag, or do y'all like to play shorter games? Like example for like me, I like to play games that are between 10 to 15 hours. Unless it's an RPG game, of course. Because I feel like at that point I get my money's worth. Now, for like, what's for you? Like, what's the perfect price point for you? Like,
it really it depends. Honestly, it really is dependent because it's on the game. So, what a lot of people don't realize, right? If you go back, like early, like first, well, I wouldn't say first gen, but like Nintendo, Sega days, especially. Like those prices were fucking up there. Like the prices that we got now, like this was like nothing compared to some of the prices of some other games. Like there was like a lot of games that got the $60, $70, $80 price tag, that were popular, and they were in a lot of cases. A lot of them were actually worth it. You know what I'm saying? Now some of the games didn't make sense. Like N64, fucking what was that game? A couple of them actually that were like high priced. Donkey Kong 64 was highly priced because it came with the the impact. Yeah, the pack that was the expansion pack that was needed. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, yeah, it was which was only needed for that one little bug in the game that you couldn't get.
Oh
That you
yes,
couldn't
the
get past.
age-old Nintendo tax.
You know, yeah, that was crazy. You know, PlayStation has some games like that were extremely high up there. So pricing really isn't when you go back and look for people that have been gaming for a minute, like the pricing isn't necessarily bad per se. It's really kind of like regular, especially along the lines with like a lot of AAA titles. But like some of these indie titles are pricing is pretty competitive too, like 30 bucks depending on what the game is. Like the whole free to play thing, like the free to play games are kind of like that's one of the things that kind of like leery for me, because it's like the free to play games is like
yeah,
I'm not necessarily a fan of, because it's like, okay, I'm
premium.
free to play the game.
Excuse me, freemium.
Yeah, the freemium shit is like, so what's the stuff that you got to pay for? Like, and a lot of the stuff nowadays is like the stuff that you're paying for is it's stuff that doesn't do anything.
Let me just spend this money, get this.
Get
I wish
this
there was a
skin.
paid tier where it's just like, let me just spend this and like for like a year. So that's basically what Destiny does at this point, at least.
I stopped playing Destiny, which is fucking stupid.
I know. That's probably a bad example, but I'm just saying there's so many like free to play games that are just like, can I just let me drop $60 and like, I don't want to hear no rigmarole about a battle pass or like a skin. Let me just get that, and like, cause I put the money in first. Let me just,
Yeah, exactly. I think honestly, with I think the battle pass, if we're gonna get technical, I think that's kind of like fucked with gaming a lot.
Yeah.
The whole battle pass shit, especially with Fortnite. When Fortnite did it, I thought that was fucking. I mean, it was cool for Fortnite, you know, but then when other games started trying to emulate it, Apex, Call of Duty did it.
Various degrees of success. Success and failure.
It's a good idea, sure, to an extent. But like honestly, like games that really didn't need it, like I don't think a lot of fighting games need it. I don't think when 2K did it for NBA 2K, I don't think NBA 2K needs it. I
just hate the idea of like a temporary one,
Yeah, I don't like that. And then especially when you lock certain things behind it, like certain like animations, like especially with 2K. I think 2K did it where they had like certain special animations that were locked behind a battle pass. I'm like,
awful.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'm like, if that's the case, then I'm like, because I kind of clicked out of the battle pass shit, and I ended up like I said, I didn't get 2K24. I got 2K23, and I got that shit. I got mods on that shit. I don't like with 2K24 with they got de novo anti-cheat on that shit, and I'm like, I'm not fucking with that. I'm no.
To me, the game that has the best, like what you would call battle pass, because I actually play a lot, is honestly League of Legends. I think Riot has done the battle pass shit a lot better than any other company.
I would say because I would say that in Fortnite. Like I said, Fortnite. As much as we hate Fortnite, I mean, I don't know y'all, but I don't really care much for Fortnite. I will give Fortnite credit for the battle pass, how they went about their battle pass.
But and that's because like for me in League, I got plenty of skins for free through League, and sometimes I don't even need the battle pass to get that. Like, when I need something like the mythic shards and all like that, like, you know what? I'll spend $15. I play League anyways, might as well, right? I mean, I play it more than Apex. Like Apex, I've slowed down on a lot, but like I still have enough money as long as I get enough coins or whatever to get my to pay for it again. Is all it really matters to me.
Yeah, I've never actually bought the battle pass for League. I was always told it wasn't worth it.
Oh, it's worth it. I bought it twice. It's worth it if you have like a certain you want to get like a whole bunch of shit, skins and shit, or during the whatever events happening right now. Because if you play the game like especially in your case, you play a lot of ARAM, right?
Yeah,
it's perfect for you. Like it's literally perfect because you'll finish up at like tier 60, and then it'll keep giving you like 20 coins on where you play, and then you just get anything that's in the shop, in the event shop or whatever.
I think honestly with the whole battle pass thing, like I said, it's a stretch, and I think Aurelio just said it too. It's like it's designed to hide the flaws of major in said game. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times it does hide a lot of the flaws. Yeah, exactly. To keep people playing and invested. Oh, I gotta get this. I gotta get this.
Gotta get this reward. Gotta keep playing. Yeah. Gotta get it.
I'm not.
Hey, I can hear somebody background too, clear as day.
That's probably Ryan's. That is
why.
Ryan's. Or it's probably Ronan.
No, it's not rolling. It's not rolling.
But yeah, no.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of times with this battle pass, like I think that's really the stuff that we need to be hitting, like the microtransaction battle pass. Like a lot of that stuff is cool. Like it's cool. And I've always like a lot of people say, well, DLC is the problem. Honestly, DLC was not necessarily an issue when it was done correctly. Okay.
Yeah. There's some good cases
done,
where it's done well. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, you're right, Vance. You're right. And what I mean by done well is like, okay, when it's done as like an expansion, when it's done as like when it's done like as an expansion pack, to add extra stuff to the story, extra things to keep people in that have, extra goodies for people that have invested in your game to do it, to do stuff like that. Now, patches have always been happening since the dawn of time. Now, even with like arcade games, there were patches and stuff like that. A lot of people think that patches never happened. No, patches have been happening, especially like in arcade games. It was just harder to do. Now, with patches, it's easier to do. It's easier to with online than it was back in the gap. Because with arcade games, you had to like literally go in there. You have to go to all of these arcades where all the arcades were at. You know what I'm saying? You had to find like physically go in there, take the chip out, put the new one in. You know what I'm saying? You have to literally go in there and do the shit. You know what I'm saying? Versus now with online, you can literally patch the game. And you know what sucks right now? And Street Fighter, Capcom did it once. No, wait, maybe twice. Once for sure. They didn't do they did an addition select. And I wish more games would do this shit, especially fighting games, that you can go through and pick a version of a character, of a version of a character, and play that version. So you could play the vanilla version of fucking Sagat in Street Fighter 4 versus fucking any other character, like the new version of the latest busted character in Street Fighter 4. That was fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like all games should do that to a degree.
They should
roll back changes.
Yeah, exactly. Play a rollback version of a game, and that way you can see what people were saying. Oh, well, this game was busted. You can see why it was busted, and you can see why people were like, upset about the shit. I think that's missed potential right there. I think, but I think like it's probably a lot of more work to hold that too. I think. I possibly, I'm not exactly sure. Like I'm kind of dabbling in the game dev a little bit, but that could be a thing.
It all depends how you separate your spaghetti code or whatnot. It's not as hard as you would think. If like most people, probably why most companies don't do it is because like again, it's a spaghetti code. They have everything entangled, and it'll take a tremendous amount of time to keep everything separated. That's how League of Legends used to be. If you didn't know, League of Legends, when it came to like ARAM and stuff, right, it used to be based off Summoner's Rift balancing, right? But nowadays, they actually separated the balance between Summoner's Rift and also ARAM now, so everything's different. So a lot of characters now are stronger or different in ARAM than they are in Summoner's Rift. Like these that you see in ARAM are wild.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I've seen it. I've seen it.
So. But
that's cool.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. I mean, today was a good show. It was a good show. To let you guys know, if y'all want this to be live again, let us know in the Blackville Gamers Discord if you're part of that, or let us know in the comments below.
Wait, we didn't ask them if they even have it. Do y'all have any questions?
Yeah. Chat, y'all have any questions before we go ahead and head out? Like for any of us? Or we'll give y'all like about a minute or two.
Yeah. But no, this was good. Like I said, honestly, it's what we need in this gaming space is we need, like I said, we can have people that have different points of view, that have different ideas. And like I said, we got, just because there's different people out there, that play indies, like I know a lot of people like me, I can balance between both AAA and indies. So, and I've been playing a few indie games that have been games that are indies and games that are like AAA stuff. That's pretty good. So like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's some people that don't touch indies at all. There's some people that only touch indies.
I'm
a
big supporter. Like,
I
mean, honestly, like I'll be honest. I'm just saying my last word. Like, ever since I became a YouTuber, I've been more into like the indie space stuff. I've been talked to by like a lot of different indie devs stuff to showcase their game and shit like that. Like, I'm not there I'm not at the point yet where I could be like, hey guys, I'm gonna charge all this amount yet to showcase your game or whatnot. But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I've been getting some free games in order to check out and showcase on my channel and whatnot. So that's been pretty interesting, pretty cool, pretty unique. But that's like that's just really got me to the indie scene. Like I just recently got a demo to showcase that of a pirate city building game because people been complaining that there's not enough pirate games out there, and so these guys are creating a pirate city building game, which I thought was like, wow, that's actually kind of cool, So they gave me early access, about 2 weeks early access to the demo or whatnot that they're showcasing. So I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and showcase that. Go ahead and start playing it tonight and start showcasing that, in the future. But yeah, for you guys here, like this is the reason why like we created Black Gold Gamers all is to get together because we're all gamers here. We all gamers, all different types of voices. We come together, we talk about video games and stuff. One thing that we do want to make sure that in the future is to, like I said, if you guys want us to do more of these podcasts and stuff live, right? Definitely let us know whenever you guys get the chance. If you're on the Black Gold Gamers Discord, definitely let us know in there. If you're on Twitter, let us know over there. Stuff. Now, this channel, you guys, y'all don't have to keep this in mind. Y'all don't have to subscribe to this channel. This isn't our main channel. This is just the current live stream channel for today. So this podcast will be jumping over to our main channel. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I'll go ahead and post it once again within the chat. Because our main one was under construction, by the way. So that's why we have to use this channel here today.
Because that's fair.
But today was a great podcast. We're like one thing that we're really working on doing is for the future is getting a lot more people involved within a lot of segments, a lot of areas, and so it's a work in progress. So like we're still brand new, we're still trying to get things situated, and so it's a big work in progress. So any kind of shout out that you guys have on Twitter, look for more. Look for what we're another thing that really just look for more nuanced gamers who understand. Like I don't care about the whole culture war shit. But as long as you're more, understand about the whole nuance in the conversation, basically, is what we're looking for,
Right. And like I put it to you like this, and I'm gonna say this: like I have no issue. Like if you're on one side or the other, that's your business, right? Just as long as you're willing to have the conversation.
Exactly.
Right? That's the thing. If you're on one side, if you agree with the, if you're on the culture war side of like the part of where gaming has been on a downhill slump, blah blah blah, whoop de woo. Or whatever, we need more sexy women in games. People, the woke stuff in gaming. If you're against it, you're for it. That's fine. I don't care. The thing is, at least if you're willing to talk about it. The problem is there's people that are wanting to have that they have that viewpoint, but they don't want to talk about it. They're not afraid to talk. They're afraid to talk about it because hey, there's some people that they don't want to get challenged about some shit. It is what it is. You don't have to. Like I said, folks is going to challenge you. Some folks may not agree with you, but at the end of the fucking day, you have a spot to talk about, and that's what we're at.
Exactly.
It's crazy. You need to get your ass up in here. It doesn't make a difference whether you got money or not, dog.
We got your ass up in here. If you gotta buy a $40, $30 microphone, we can get you going.
You know what I mean? Shit, a mic costs $20. You get a decent one for $20-$25, bro.
Get a Dollar Tree microphone if you have to, but
get your ass up in this bitch. Now, like I said, I know you trying to get your somewhere you can showcase your stuff. I mean, I know I already got. I know I sent you that song for. Crazy. I know you asked me to send that song for you, so I got that song for you. That should be fun.
Yeah.
But hey, if you got builds, playable builds for people to try, start looking at stuff like that, so that way people can get their hands on it and get a chance to look at it, so that way you can get that kind of feedback. Because from what I'm thinking, that you're probably gonna need extra player feedback.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably the route you're gonna need.
Hey, sir, I don't sugarcoat when it comes to games.
You know what I'm saying? So that's probably what you're gonna need at that point. So don't be afraid to reach out. Like I said, my thing is, like I said, I know I'll be busy, in the shadows doing some shit, but it's everybody gotta take the chance. Take the chance. Take the risk.
Look here, this go for anybody. You can message any damn time. Ain't no reason why you can't message, bro. It take 5 seconds, and I'm gonna keep saying this till I'm blue in the face, because at that point I feel like this: if you ain't got 5 seconds to message something wrong. Dead serious. It take 5 seconds for you to message somebody, bro.
Another question here. So, what do y'all feel like we should have this next podcast?
Venti, your background, dude.
So yeah, when y'all think we should have this next podcast? It seems like we're on a pattern here to have it towards the end of the month. towards or whatnot.
Let me look.
Possible. I mean, we can kind of keep it that way if possible.
Because
if we can, if not unless people want more.
Let's run the 22nd July.
That's Saturday. It's not bad. Now, another thing I want to throw out too is that Ronan has an idea, which I think we should often go with, and it's actually pretty similar to Ridley's Coffee and Conversation, which is having one-on-one conversations with people, giving out your ideas. So if Ronan, if you want to take that up and want to do that, if people are offering to go in to have that one-on-one conversation, I'll say go for it.
Yeah, do it. Black Male Gamers, yeah, do it. Do it.
Camera has it.
Do it, Ronan. Yeah,
other people I'm trying
Ronan,
to be
do it.
like the black.
I can spot too.
I'm trying to get like other older men in my damn coffee conversation, like a Ray Joe and fucking Uncle Witch. We need to get an old man session
Uncle
going.
Witch? Hey, Uncle Witch need to. I haven't heard from him in a minute. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah,
twice a month at minimum. Yeah, depending on the amount of content that needs to be discussed. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's twice a month if we can. If we can.
Yeah, twice a month is just a challenge because I know, like I said, everybody got different schedules going on and stuff. So
I'll be doing my shit too.
That's why like once a month is like hitting it. But put it like this. Put it like this. If you want twice a month, then the best thing y'all can do here is to retweet, show up, and support the channel. That's what it is, honestly.
Yeah, like
that's what
it goes like, okay. Like you don't like to be that person to kind of admit that, but sometimes, brother, the motivation of knowing that somebody getting that kind of feedback, et cetera, about it on like why we don't do enough of it, et cetera, that is kind of a motivation, if that makes sense. Because like, okay, well they want to see more, so let's see what we can do about it. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, and let's just be real with the shit, bro. Like, let's be honest. Like, a lot of people don't want their time wasted. So I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing: the big YouTubers will tell you, or the bigger content creators will tell you. Okay, the bigger content creators will straight up tell you. And it's like I said, it's not to be rude. It's not to be disrespectful. We just want to make sure everybody's able to do it in a position to do it.
Because we don't want to do a podcast and like only 2-3 people show up. We could have, because at that point we could just record at that point.
Yeah,
exactly that.
Because the podcast is mostly there for you. We can engage with the audience and also ourselves for have a mix of ideas going on and how we can improve and go about things, basically. That's the key, what we're trying to do here, and so like I said, all this stuff with Black Male Gamers, it's going to take time, but like I said, we just working on getting more people active, more people engaging and stuff like that, and spread the word, basically spread the word. Y'all need to have more information. Y'all need to have more information about Black Male Gamers. Give them this podcast. We talked about it. We're going to try to timestamp everything too at the end of the day. We're going to get everything going, but
Black Male Gamers is not just limited to black males. Okay, it's for every guy. Okay? It's for any male. We honestly, I like I said, we left the name because, like I said, it's a jab at black women gamers, black girl gamers, or whatever. I'm gonna let it rock. Let it go. Let it rock. Because any man can join. Okay,
any male can join Black Male Gamers, y'all. Don't think because you Asian, white, Caucasian, German, nah. Sign up. You want to sign up?
Matter of fact, and it's also good. It's also a good conversational piece once we bring it up. That'd be a good conversation for next podcast, I think.
Yeah.
But remind me of that, like just men in gaming in general, like because that's one of the things that we need to start addressing, like male spaces and having stuff like that. That'd be a good topic for next time.
Actual male space. Yeah.
Like stated though, make sure to let everybody know. Retweet. We're trying to get on Twitter as much as we can. Retweet what we post if y'all can. Retweeting is free.
Tweet us.
You ain't paying for shit.
Retweet us. If you see us, like interact with us. That's the thing. The interaction with us. Like honestly, y'all know I post a lot of different stuff on my timeline on Twitter or even on Instagram and all that stuff. Like I post a lot of my other stuff that I'm doing. So like interact with us. That's gonna be the key. Like I said, if y'all can interact, if you can interact with these people that are doing this shit for attention. If you can interact with these people that are known for rage farming or outrage farming and all of that shit, y'all can interact with other people. You know what I'm saying? Like that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. it is what it is. I know it's easier to go for the rage bait because they're hitting your sensibilities, but come on, for every one of them, there's several of us in here that are just
like y'all should be supporting people like us. Actually trying to do something.
Because I tell y'all all the time, I don't do reaction videos, but if you bring me a video you want me to react to, I definitely will give that video a reaction.
So while we are heading out though, we're gonna give a small description of ourselves. So if y'all are new here, we'll talk about ourselves real quick. I'll go first before I get myself out of here. So my name is Disparity, guys. I usually either go by Disparity or Disparity RTS, TBS, and RPGs. These are the kind of games and kind of genres that I like to do, at least especially on my YouTube channel. Currently, right now, I am throughout the month of June going through an entire reconstruction of my entire channel, as in I am becoming more of a gaming news channel, not any type of culture war stuff, but I will be covering games that are around RTS games, of course, RPG stuff like that in terms of gaming news and anything that just basically interests me. While also I do Let's Plays as well on the side. I also cover Warhammer content too. So if you guys are into Warhammer 40K, you want to know a little bit about Warhammer, definitely check out my channel. Again, you can search up Disparity, RTS, TBS, RPGs. I try to go live at least 3 days a week, but that's between Thursday, Friday, and also usually Saturday, but every once in a while on Sunday if I feel like it. So that just gives you guys an idea. And thank y'all again for watching this podcast today. Go ahead, Vante.
Real quick, isn't there a way that you can highlight certain people on there on your
there's. I think I control.
Yeah.
I believe so. It's been a bit. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, you can.
All right, we'll let Vanta go next real quick. There you go. Vanta, Ryan, Vanta.
Tell him about yourself, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, because you fucking muted me. I know. It was somebody else's fault.
You on the front for it now. Go ahead.
I've been a Black Knight. I'm just getting some things, but I'm also trying to work in the background. So when I'm ready, you'll hear from me. So.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Paycheck.
Oh yeah, Mr. Ronan, Paycheck. Unmute yourself.
I have a lot of city sounds going on.
Yeah.
City sounds.
City sounds.
Nah, I'm here. Oh, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's the name is there. Just go to the channel. Copy. It's already there.
I can't stand your black ass, Roy. He ain't shit, man.
He said the name is there. Check it
out.
Everybody
knows how to do it, so let's just do it. Just my name is going to be in the description of the chat, whatever. Let me type this. One love. There we go. Just type those words, type those letters in the search bar. There you go.
All right, well, that's Ronan, y'all.
If you really want it, if you really cared, I'm not hard to find.
Oh Lord, here you go.
Is he really?
Don't come to my house. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Riller. What you got, Riller?
Oh,
tag him in.
Am I up on Riller? Oh shit!
No.
I am Dark Riller. Story, adult base, content creator. Y'all already know who I am. Pardon the YouTuber, voice actor, SSW and NSFW. I do both worlds. WCW. Also, I only play that too. I play D&D, but I really only play with like 2 people. That's it. I am a D&D player. I don't know why this camera's going out of focus, but whatever. I'm just gonna run with it. Also, you can always find me on YouTube. I'm always live. I always got some story-based game going. Actually, I got about 3 games going right now. I have to actually drop one due to various reasons. But I always tell people, if you want me to react to a video, I will do it. I do not go out of my way to do reaction videos. But if it's some video that you see somebody talking crazy about and you want me, that nigga, to react to it, feel free to message me anytime. I will be more than happy to give you a reaction video on that video. Thank you and have a great day.
All right.
Yo, what's up, bro? It's your boy LG. We are out here live. Thank y'all for coming by. Man, I do music, I do gaming, I do a whole lot of other shit too in between. Empress Court podcast, Strip Club Chronicles, Been doing that. I've been doing that podcast and also been doing live videos, talking about a couple of dancers that I know that have graciously allowed themselves to be featured on the channel. I got a couple of more. Yeah, I got some more videos on the way with that. I got some NSFW stuff. Y'all got to check out the website though, because YouTube be tripping.
Yeah, the website that shit.
So I got some stuff that I've been working on. I've been working on more video editing, color correction, color grading, and all of that stuff. It's been a fun journey for that. Yeah, there's a reason why people do that shit for a living. It's crazy. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. The Emperor of the Dynasty Network, and I am here. I'm doing it.
Can I just ask the LGs that LG actually has, just like myself, creative women actually on his shit? He actually has women who are actually creative and actually have style and actually have a lot going on. Can we just say that's what? LG. LG actually features creative women, actual creative women, y'all. Yeah. See the women we showcase are actually creative, actually have talent. Just want to say that for the record, y'all.
Hold on, I gotta deal with something. What the fuck is this, Ronan? What is this dude talking about? Leo, what? Sorry, but yeah, y'all go follow me.
Yeah. But so yeah, you guys, this is Black Belt Gamers. Thank you guys for coming on through. Much appreciated. It was a great podcast. You guys have a good afternoon, and we'll catch y'all later. Peace out. Much love. Y'all have a good one, y'all.